is Sportsound International Football. Listen live on digital, online or on BBC Sounds.
So after 3 1-0 defeats in a row, Thursday's game in Slovenia saw Northern Ireland remember how to score again. Sadly though, they appeared to forget how to defend.
And a chance one-on-one, and it's 1-0. And Sporar has scored in the 3rd minute. McMenamin on the right-hand side, taking on Janjar. Long shot, that's effective, touch in. Brilliant save, must be. Yes. Isaac Price has scored. Isaac Price has levelled it. Brown has taken a tumble. He's been beaten. A real chance for Slovenia. Shot in and goal, and it's in. Kieran Brown thought he was fouled, and Slovenia have got their second. Šeško turning, twisting, shooting, scoring. What a brilliant finish by Benjamin Šeško. Got it away as far as Johnny Evans, who's going to hit it. He's going to hit it eventually, and he hits it into the net. It takes a deflection, so there's a deflection that works in Johnny Evans' favour, and it's 3-2. Could be 4. Sporar goes wide, and he scored the 4th. It's 4-2.
Good afternoon. Sunday afternoon means international football this week. 2 o'clock kickoff in Astana for Kazakhstan against Northern Ireland. I am joined this afternoon. We've a bit of squad rotation. Jim Magilton's back in the panel after a 4-2 defeat. We thought we'd try to beef up the midfield, and he's been brought in. The flair of Keith Gillespie has been discarded, and Warren Feeney gets another chance after 2 goals. We thought we'd stick with the centre forward that we had with us. Not sure that we can take any credit for any of the positives that we saw on Thursday night. I mean, Warren, we should pick up there, shouldn't we? We mentioned about, in an attacking sense, how much better it was. The defensive mistakes were disappointing, and the stats back it up. The official stats say that we had more shots on target against Slovenia than we had in the 3 previous games combined, as we suspected.
Yeah, but just couldn't sort the other end out of the pitch. But no, it was pleasing. There was positives, what was spoke about from the other night. But, you know, listening to Michael, he still wasn't happy, obviously, with the defending. Obviously, there's no Cathcart as well, and Brown got injured, so it's not great. And Jim will tell you, when you've got a mix players around, you can't get it stable. But, you know, as the positives were, the goals were scored, and seeing today's, when Washington, that bit of pace up top, and, you know, Kennedy off him if it is with McMenamin. I thought he was exceptional the other night, and if you can get him like he was on Thursday, I think we've a chance tonight.
Yeah, well, we'll get thoughts from you, Jim, when we hear the team officially here, where we get the team news. Our commentary duo of John O'Neill and Michael McNamee made it back safely from Ljubljana. The thought of sending them to Astana was very tempting, but even after a whip round, we weren't able to get them that far. So they're along the corridor watching this one for us, back in the little room where they enjoyed so many commentary nights together during COVID. It's Michael McNamee who can bring us up to date with the very latest team news.
Yes, we're back in the COVID bunker. Good afternoon, everyone. I suppose the good news, if you want to accentuate the positive for Michael O'Neill, is that Daniel Ballard is fit. He obviously travelled to Ljubljana, didn't feature in that game at all, but Ballard is fit, starts at the back in the absence of Brown and Cathcart, who of course joined that long injury list. So 3 changes in all from the starting 11 in Ljubljana. Also coming into the starting team are Ali McCann in midfield and Connor Washington. Now the UEFA official website lists the Northern Ireland layout as 3-5-1-1. We suspect it might more likely be a 4-3-3 with Bailey Peacock, Farrell in goal. A back 4 of McNair, Ballard, Johnny Evans the captain, and Hume. Then Ali McCann, Saville and Shea Charles, with Conor McMenamin on the right hand side, Matty Kennedy on the left hand side, and Connor Washington spearheading the attack. The UEFA website had Kennedy just playing behind Connor Washington. We will see. We saw a number of variations, enforced variations and changes on Thursday night in Ljubljana. So there's a full Northern Ireland bench with all those absentees. That means Paddy Lane comes onto the bench. He was the latest of all the late call-ups. Kazakhstan have won 3 matches out of 5 so far. They feel they're very much still in the hunt for a qualifying spot out of Group H. Remember, at 5 o'clock this evening, the top 2, Finland and Denmark, meet. They lost 1-0 against Finland on Thursday, and coach Adiev makes 4 changes in all. It really means that 10 of the starting 11 from Windsor Park in June, of course, remember they won that game with a late goal from super sub Ambatov again on the bench. So very much the team that the fans saw in Belfast back in June. Just the one change is in defence, where Tapalov comes in for Gabyshev, who played in Belfast. So they have a lineup this evening in Astana and I have it in front of me, Shatsky in goal, Tapalov, Bistrov, Marokhin and Alep, the defenders, Vorogovsky as well. That's a 5-man defence, and then we think it's going to be Zanudinov, Besebkov, the captain Taji Bergen and Orazov, all supporting the main striker, the man listed as the main striker, Maxim Samarodov. John, a lot of these names familiar from June. Kazakhstan on the plastic pitch, remember, in Astana. It's a mild evening there in Kazakhstan, and Northern Ireland really up against it.
Yes, it's going to be a tough game. The fact that it's a plastic pitch, it gives them the home advantage, obviously, but that accentuates the advantage, because never fancied playing on plastic pitches, and I'm sure most of the players don't. It'll be interesting to see just how fit Daniel Ballard is. He's carrying an injury, as we know, and this pitch will test him. The lineups, as you say, have Kennedy in behind Washington. We might be wrong, mate. We've known to be wrong before, but I can't see him playing there. But the one thing they've got to do is they've got to start a lot quicker than they did on Thursday night. Our defence has got to see a big improvement. But if we can, show that form going forward, it could be exciting for us again, but really we have to shore things up at the back.
It's a highly unlikely series of results mathematically that might get Northern Ireland through. That basically they've got to win all their games and hope there are an awful lot of 0-0 draws elsewhere. But they've got to try and play and believe they can catch Kazakhstan and not finish 5th in the table.
Well, I think that in itself is a target that they would want to look to achieve. But again, I think Michael almost hinted it in his press conference after the game. We've got to be looking to the future, and if the future is the likes of Hume, McCann and Charles, this is the games they're going to learn, and they still have the experience of Evans in there. Savil's played a lot of games, but we have Ballard coming through, we have Charles coming through, we have Hume coming through. This is the future, Michael, and maybe the future will start here. This is where they've got to start learning for the next campaign.
Are you optimistic? We always have to be optimistic, but the number, just a reminder, Dallas, Davis, Bradley, Cathcart, Brown, Taylor, Lavery, Corey Evans, White, Ferguson, Aaron Donnelly are all out. Yeah,
that is an unbelievable list of injuries, and obviously it hasn't helped the cause. But I think Joel was making the point on Thursday night, Michael, managers can't sort of legislate for the individual mistakes that we were making, and you've got to cut those out. Going forward, we were excellent, and I think it's probably the worst defensive performance I've seen from Northern Ireland in a long time.
Joel, if you want any bad omens, it's exactly the 10th anniversary of that 3-2 defeat in Luxembourg on the 10th of September. In previous years, Northern Ireland have lost the likes of Albania and Armenia. But let's look on the positive side and say a happy 26th birthday to Paul Smith. Wouldn't it be wonderful if he came off the bench and had a real impact this evening, the way he did in the closing stages on Thursday?
When he came on Thursday night, Michael, he had a great last 15 minutes, and he skinned the fullback on 2 or 3 occasions. I thought on that performance alone he might have actually got a nod tonight.
Well, Paul Smith is 26 today. Your old teammate John Ian Stewart also has a birthday. We won't give away what it is, but it does include the same digits as Paul Smith's. Joel, we're about 20 minutes away from kickoff.
Thank you very much, Jim. It's an important point that as well, isn't it? You don't want a repeat of what happened the other night and being a goal down inside the first 3 or 4 minutes. Doesn't give you a chance.
No, and the manager will have spoken about getting off to quick starts and not giving too much away, being defensively sound. And when you go a goal behind, your game plan kind of way goes out the window. So he'd totally be expecting a different start, a different mindset around that. And I think he's probably set up the team to really resemble it.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because when we get to the point when there are so many people missing and so many changes, I mean, the old UEFA sheet that comes out, you've no idea if it's any way close to how a team's going to line up or not. But there are any sort of number of permutations that could work with this. I mean, the other one that could work is Kennedy could just start on the left-hand side like he did the last time. It could be a back three. Hume could move to the right-hand side, and you could have McMenamin playing in behind Washington. It'll be interesting to see what it actually is when the match kicks off.
No, I think definitely looking at it is.
Because Michael has liked three at the back, hasn't he, since he returned?
Well, speaking to Gareth, and seeing the 21s game as well, the whole systems in the other night was three at the back, and I don't know whether, obviously it's his favourite, but I know he had said he'd had to change it with the personnel. But looking at it, you could say that there would probably be more comfortable for him with Hume jumping over and Kennedy going the left and Connor off, which would excite me because you've got two bits of energy up top there in Washington and Connor. And as I said, I thought Connor was outstanding the other night for us. But who knows until the kick-off. But I'm sure they'll be set up for, as Jim says, you don't want to concede an early goal like we did, because especially in this country. And the big thing is they'll want a reaction from the Finland game.
Yes, they lost 1-0 to Finland the other night.
So and if they are, they're hard to beat. They were hard to beat at Windsor. So as I said, but the thing is, he'll have them set up early doors to keep it tight.
Let's hear what Michael O'Neill's been saying. We talked a lot about the nature of the goals that were conceded in the game in Slovenia, and Michael O'Neill's been talking a bit about that in the build-up to this game in Kazakhstan.
We're stretched, there's no doubt about that. We have as many as maybe 4 or 5 players that would play in our back four, and our strongest back four not available to us. But it gives opportunities to other players, and I still think that we'll be strong. I think that we have to also defend better as a team than we did in the game on Thursday. We just went through some stuff with the players, and it's the shape of our team out of possession could have been better. The strength in the Slovenian team is obviously the 2 strikers, and it was important that we dealt with that maybe more from a second phase than a first phase, and as a team we didn't deal with that well enough. Look, I think there's a balance there. We obviously have changed the system we've played with a similar system for the first 4 games, and then changed the system for game 5 with not a lot of time to do that, if I'm honest. Maybe there was things in that we just didn't get embedded in the players enough to be able to let them see that. The nature of the game with early goals meant that the game was naturally open, I think, for both teams, and we were in that situation where we had to chase the game a little bit, which obviously leaves you more open as well. From a results point of view, it's been a difficult campaign. It's been a challenging campaign with the unavailability of players. But I think the squad as a whole has learned a lot. It's a young squad in a lot of areas. It's an inexperienced squad in a lot of areas as well. And between now and obviously November, we'll have 3 games at home after this game. I think it's important to try and get in the habit of winning games away from home. So this gives us an opportunity as well to do that. And that has to be our objective, just to make sure that we finish as strong as we can. And obviously, put a few more points and a few more wins on the board.
Michael O'Neill speaking at his pre-match press conference. What do you make of that, Jim?
I think Michael's always been very honest in his assessment of his squads and his teams. I think he gives an honest assessment there. I think he's very meticulous in his planning. He would like to have had more time to embed a new system or to make players fully aware of their roles and responsibilities. So that's been difficult for him. But I think he will revert. My thinking around his setup tonight, I think Trey Hume will show his versatility and slot into a left back area. I think they'll go 4-3-3. I think he liked the threat of Kennedy and McMenamin provide, so they'll slot back out of possession into a 5-man midfield, and Connor Washington will be the lone striker. I think that's his preferred system. I think that's given him as great a success as international manager, and I think he'll revert back to that. Okay,
he's mentioned the plastic pitch as well, and obviously a lot of our players locally are familiar with that now, because we've so many teams that play on a plastic surface, but you've very few players around the international setup who are going to have experience playing on plastic pitches and probably even training on plastic pitches on a regular basis. So it's another factor, isn't it?
It is another factor. It's certainly different. Of course, it's different for obvious reasons, and it's an added advantage to the home side. Of course, it is, because they're used to it. They'll have played on it. A lot of our lads won't have played on that. On grass pitches, you have to watch the ball onto your foot more, and it's an acquired taste, So whether or not they'll have trained on it the night before, of course, just to get a feel of it, but it is an added advantage.
The other interesting thing is that they've decided to stick to Central European time. Apparently, they've basically just pretended that rather than trying to incorporate the 4-hour time difference, because they're there for such a short period of time, they're basically living life as if it's they think it's 6 o'clock at night now, basically, out there, which is understandable. Understandable,
but I'm not sure how it's going to work for a player. It's like, yes. They want it. Obviously, they're up, they're ready for the game, and they're focused on the game. There is a lot of analysis around the game now.
Sports science, Jim.
Yes, of course, and we know Ricky McCann is a genius, but I'm not sure you have the time to allow that to really bed in either.
Yeah. Warren, we'll have to ask while you're both here. You both had differing days yesterday, so I'll start with you. Tough evening at Newry?
Yeah, it was a tough evening, to be honest. I thought Newry were very good. I got the reaction of Niall McGinn that I wanted, and he done it last week, certainly, with Jim sitting there.
Yeah, thanks.
But no, he had a good goal. But to be fair, I wasn't pleased yesterday at all in the first half. I thought we were sluggish, we looked leggy.
2-2 at half time, was it?
2-2 at half time, 2 poor goals we give away. Full credit to Newry. The seen a weakness in us, and certainly capitalised on it. But I won't say what I said at half time. But I certainly got the reaction I wanted, and they run out of steam a wee bit around the 70th minute, and I was pleased to come away, because it'll be a tough place for teams to go.
But the injury list grows, Warren.
Injury list grows. Good news today. Aaron hasn't. He's no fracture in it, but I think he's going to be out a while with ligament damage he left on the boot. The kid was an awful tackle, and Luke, we'll have to say it's his, but we're hoping it's not a bad one with his knee, but he's a big player for us, you know what I mean, and it just adds to the one area where we're really struggling in at this moment.
It's always a worry as well, isn't it, when it's no matter who the player is, if it's an area of the body where they've had a bit of history as well in the past.
No, and 100%, Luke's the first to hold his hands up, but what I really like about him, he doesn't moan, he doesn't miss a minute's training, and he must be hurt for Luke to come off, because he's not that type of guy, and Jim knows him very well. I said this before, if you had 11 Lukes in your team, you'd be right in the mix for winning titles no matter where you are. He's a great player.
Glad you rephrased that in terms of how you described it. Before we came on air, Warren, was along the lines of strolling the league, but slightly different phraseology. Jim, how was your trip to Scotland?
Tough. We were delayed. We got in very late on the Saturday morning, 1:30. But no excuses in terms of how we sat. With Rovers, a good say, top of the championship, looking to get into the SPL, a lot of investment. 45 minutes, we were excellent, created 2 wonderful opportunities. We didn't take them. And then second half, we were at the wrong side of a poor decision from the referee. 2 poor decisions from the referee, but we just ran out of steam. It was a hot day, very hot day. There were all sorts of breaks, but no, Wraith Rovers are a good side. We acknowledge that, and we just didn't have enough in the closing stages. But fantastic support, unbelievable support coming to watch the team.
Where are you at in terms of, because it's the opposite end of the pitch almost for your injuries, and you've all this firepower that's not available to you, and you're desperate to get it back, and it's like, but will it be this week? Will it be this week? Yeah. Listen, I know you've managed for so long, Jim, and been around coaching for so long, but the frustration probably can never ease about.
Not particularly, but you have to,
there's nothing you can do about it. You can't speed it up,
and you can't moan about it. You'd love to moan about it. You might do it
every now and again,
but no, you just deal with it. It is frustrating, of course. It is, because it's more frustrating for the players.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at the players that we do have out, some have been long-term injuries, and they're desperate to make a contribution, which is a great thing. And their desire to get back on the pitch is such that, you know, they're doing everything they can to do that. We just have to, you know, do what we're doing, trying our very, very best, which is exactly what we're doing. And the younger players that are getting an opportunity are doing great, and we can't put too much pressure on them.
We talked a wee bit about it the other night in terms of injuries, Jim, but I can't remember a start to a local season when so many of the top teams appear to have had so many of their players out injured after like 4 or 5 weeks. It's incredible.
Yeah, I haven't, and in my experience, I haven't had to deal with that, you know, so never mind this league. You know, I haven't had to deal with that. Normally when you're coming back pre-season, you have a full roster, if you like, so, and maybe 1 stroke 2, you know, to have so many.
You would look at who you've missing, who he has missing, who Lauren have missing, who, you know, Linfield have missing. It's unreal.
It is, yeah. I have no explanation as to why, but again, we have to deal with what we have to deal with, and the fixtures come thick and fast. What I have gained in this is you know, you have to be ready for every game. You know, it's unrelenting, and it really is, and there is obviously a reaction to every result, and you have to keep level-headed, and you have to keep positive, and you have to be ready for every game.
Yeah. But what do you make of it, sort of 6 weeks into the league season, Warren? What's it been like?
I don't think there's any easy games at all. What Jim says, it's tough. And
which is interesting in that, because of how we all talk about the split between the top and the bottom 6. And listen, the results kind of bore that out last season, but you don't see that when it comes to the actual games.
You know what? I was looking at the stats, and last year when Lauren won the league, they picked up 51 points out of 54 against the bottom 6. Which, you know, people look at and go, oh, it's the top 6, but the top 6 will take points off each other, and that's no disrespect to the race. So.
Yeah, and now that you're in the thick of it, you're actually having an appreciation for how difficult that must have been.
100%, and you look at, I think, we went up to Glenavon in the first game of the season, scored in the 97th minute, but I think Glenavon took 9 points off Glentoran last year. So, you know, and Jim will tell you that there's no easy games. It's tough, and obviously with the injuries, and I said to him, he's a fantastic strike force he's got there. And if he can get them on the pitch and it's fit, it's tough. But you know what we touched on the other night. For me, players, I know yes, there's long term ones you can't help, but you know, unless nowadays they're 100% fit, you'll you know, it's tough to get them off that bed. And I think obviously with the sports science, and I'm not, you know, knocking them, but at times you've just got to, as a player, I always go to the player first, because it's when you've been in that bed yourself and the manager come in a Friday, used to call him man Friday, yep, I'm ready to play. Sometimes you don't, but as I said this minute, you know, we're just, you know, we've got to get on with it. There's good players to step in there, but you're probably flogging a few who haven't got up to speed yet with training. You know, Marcus has been in and out, but look, they'll get on with it. They're an honest bunch, and you know, we'll look to the game next week.
And that's where it's difficult for Michael if you bring it right back full circle, because they're technically they're not his players, and there's a limit. It's all right saying, well, I'll push somebody for this game, but if they go back to their club and they're out for 3 months, it makes it difficult then when you're lifting the phone in that relationship with the club manager. You're juggling all those things if you're Michael O'Neill. Yeah,
and which he's dealt with very well. I think he has great faith in his backroom team, and I think that relationship between club has been established over many years. I think there's a trust, and they trust Michael to deal with the players. And I think when they do hand them back, there's an awful lot of data and analysis that goes with that, and that relationship has been pretty solid. So you
can't take the man Friday or man Tuesday or man Thursday approach if you're an international manager, because you know, long term it could cause you damage, can't it?
Yeah, totally. And he's going to need players. You know, Northern Ireland has always struggled, if you like, if there's been 1 or 2 key injuries, and that list of injuries is quite unbelievable. I don't think I've ever heard of that before, really. So he's had to deal with that.
I had a wee look earlier, funny, and I was going through, Jim. You could have picked a team of outfield players unavailable, which would have looked roughly like a Ballard in the end has made it. But you know, you could throw maybe Shane Ferguson in there as well. You know, but you know, Cathcart, Brown, and Ferguson, Bradley and Lewis, Corey Evans, Davis and Dallas, Lavery and White. I mean, there are worse Northern Ireland teams that have started games.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah,
over the last over the last few years, you know.
Yeah, of course it has. But again, you can't. You once you get that news, you have to move on very quickly.
Mm-hmm. But he's been unlucky as well in that this is one of those things. We thought it was actually going to be a bonus at one point, the fact that one campaign was squashed into that window between March and November. But when you get hit with a load of long-term injuries, it actually works against you because there's no recovery time for a lot of those lads.
No, but with every injury, then there's obviously another opportunity, an opportunity to see and for other younger players to go and experience. If you look at Trey Hume, you look at Shea, who's been fantastic. You look at Connor, emerging, Kennedy emerging. So with every disappointment, there's obviously the positive, and again, they have to deal with this tonight.
Okay. We'll park it there. Let's cross to John and Michael. The teams are just out on the pitch.
Yes, indeed. We're sitting here in the booth in Belfast. We're watching the picture being beamed back from Astana, where it's 5 to 7 in the evening. It does have a retractable roof. I don't think the roof has been put over, but it's a dry, mild evening in the capital of Kazakhstan and Northern Ireland in their green tops, white shorts and green socks are waiting now for the anthems. Down the line of Northern Ireland players, very dapper moustache for Trey Hume, and Paddy McNair wearing a protective plastic face mask. We'll now hear the anthem of Kazakhstan lined out all in their yellow kit on the plastic surface of the Astana Arena. Of course, Kazakhstan had that miracle 3-2 comeback victory over Denmark earlier on in the campaign. Should they win today in Astana against Northern Ireland, they would go second in Group H behind the leaders Finland. They would both be on 12 points today. 5 o'clock UK time in Helsinki. It's Finland against Denmark then this evening. San Marino hosting Slovenia, who of course beat Northern Ireland 4-2 in Ljubljana on Thursday night. Our match officials are from Germany. They're in turquoise, blue and black. Daniel Schläger, the 33-year-old, is the referee tonight, and should he be needed, Tiago Martins is from Portugal. He's the man on the VAR desk. John, it's usually come into play and it might feature tonight.
Well, hopefully we'll get a better result from it than we did in Denmark, although possibly that decision was accurate in the sense that Johnny Evans was slightly offside, but not a big fan of VAR, as you know, Michael. But the stadium looks absolutely beautiful if you take the pitch out of it, and they look as if they have a full house there, so it's going to be a difficult task for Northern Ireland. That result that they got at the first game of the group basically set it up for them. And as you say, they win tonight to go second and puts them in with a great chance of qualification. It's going to be difficult. The pitch is going to make a big difference, I think. But you got to be mentally ready for it. And as I said earlier in the commentary, we got to start right, Michael. We got to start quickly.
Well, the TV company is going for that 3-5-1-1 formation that's on the official UFO website. If it's 4-3-3 for Northern Ireland, they've made 3 changes. In come Daniel Ballard, Ali McCann and Conor Washington. The men making way, the injured Conor Brown, Isaac Price, who started the last 3 qualifiers up front, and Dion Charles as well, who had a quiet 45 minutes, and I think there's a minute's silence as well in Astana.
I think it's for the earthquake in Morocco, isn't it?
Yes, the victims of the Morocco earthquake are being remembered. So Northern Ireland, if we think it's going to be 4-3-3, it's Peacock, Farrell and goal. A back four of McNair, Ballard, Johnny Evans the captain and Hume. Then it's McCann, Saville and Shea Charles. McMenamin on the wing along with Kennedy on the other side, with Conor Washington the main man up front. He's winning his 39th cap and he scored 6 goals now on the books of Derby County. Kazakhstan have got 10 of the starting team that began the 1-0, that late 1-0 win in Belfast earlier in the summer. The winning super sub Abat Ambatov is starting on the bench. The one change from that team is in defence where Tapalov comes in. So it's Shatsky in goal. We think it's a back five with Tapalov, Bistrov, Marokhin, Alep and Vorogovsky. Then Zanudinov in midfield alongside Besebikov, Tajiberden the captain, and Orazov with Maxim Samorodov the main threat up front wearing 10. We've kicked off, and as we watch the screen and the pictures coming back from Astana, it's Northern Ireland in their green tops, those green quarter tops of dark green and lighter green, playing from left to right, and they've won a throw-in on the far side. On the plastic is the man with the moustache, Trey Hume, drying the ball. Northern Ireland got their white shorts back after playing all in green on Thursday night, and he throws the ball back to Johnny Evans, who feeds Daniel Ballard, winning his 19th cap and has been a star player for Sunderland this season. It's Ali McCann on the right hand side wearing 16 infield to Shea Charles, and he wins a throw-in on the Northern Irish right. It is odd to see an international game being played on that lovely shiny plastic carpet, John.
Yeah, it looked horrible, doesn't it? I bet it's horrible.
You're old school.
They definitely seem to be playing 3 at the back from what we can pick up from the picture. Sometimes it's not that very clear watching on TV. You can pick it up better in the stadium, but it looks like we do have the normal back 3 of Ballard, Evans and McNair. It's just a question of, are they going to play somebody up just behind Washington? I can't really get a look at that just yet.
Northern Ireland thrown taken by Paddy McNair. Northern Ireland conceded possession. It's flicked on by McMenamin. Long range shot coming in, that's just wide of the post from George Saville, who, if Marshall Gillespie's mathematics are right, and of course they always are, George Saville has now gone 53 hours and 40 minutes without scoring a goal. His 40th cap. He has come close. He came close, didn't he, in Basel all those years ago, but still waiting for his first senior international goal. George Saville wearing his normal number 6 there, and Kazakhstan have run the ball out of play on this near side. The roof is open to the elements. We're seeing shots of the great and the good. I'm sure those are high-ranking politicians or Kazakhstan football officials. My knowledge of Kazakhstani politics is not quite on the mark, and it's Paddy McNair with the throw-in, looking for the slight figure of Ali McCann, who's beaten off the ball, and it's picked up in midfield by Taji Bergen, the skipper, and out to that right-hand side. And they're all in yellow. They slotted past number 13 for Northern Ireland, who's Matty Kennedy, of course. Strange to see, not to see Corey Evans wearing 13, but Corey Evans, one of that long list of injured players. On the left-hand side is Jan Vorogovsky. Kazakhstan moving forward, all in their bright yellow with those bright blue flashings. One of the very distinctive yellow kits of international football. They're playing the ball across the back, and it's forward by Bistrov, flicked in field, and that's the number 20 Orazov. Strong challenge coming in. Trey Hume, I think, with it, and he's got down under the challenge of number 16 Tapalov, and he wins the free kick inside the Northern Ireland half. Played 3 minutes in Astana, and it's Kazakhstan 0, Northern Ireland 0.
I watched the game against Finland in the afternoon before our game on Thursday night, and I think Kazakhstan had 1 shot in the first half. I don't remember Finland having any. So from that point
of view,
good game,
was it, John?
It was an awful game. There was one period of play which was a little bit of quality, and that's where the goal came from. So really we don't have a lot to worry about, but as I say, you still have got to do your job defensively and hopefully play as well as we did going forward.
Billy Peacock Farrell is all in black this evening, way to the goal to the left hand side on the screen here. Northern Ireland have coughed up possession, and Kazakhstan would do exactly the same. Northern Ireland trying to build down the left hand side, but Matty Kennedy's lost the ball. Both sides sort of filling each other out in the opening 4 or 5 minutes, and George Savil's lost possession on the right hand side for Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan now attacking inside the penalty area. They've 3 players inside the area waiting for a cross from the right hand side. It's now down towards the penalty spot, and there's Ali McCann back doing defensive duties and clearing the ball with his head, but it's only as far as Vorogovsky on the left hand side taking on McMenamin. McMenamin has done well and forced the Kazakhstan winger to slice that ball out of play over the crossbar, and it'll be taken, this goal kick taken by the man in black, Billy Peacock Farrell, winning cap number 41, now playing in Aarhus in Denmark.
And that's almost identical to what happened early on in the game and on Thursday night. The difference being is that their front strikers are not as good as
Thursday night. Northern Ireland were already 1 down by this stage.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Saville loses the ball basically 15-20 yards outside his own box, and on Thursday night they had 2 strikers that could punish us for it. Thankfully Kazakhstan's forwards are not in the same class.
No, Sporar and Šeško were the star men on Thursday evening for Slovenia. Northern Ireland possession on that left hand side, with George Saville getting the ball back to Johnny Evans, winning cap number 104 this evening. An own goal and a goal on Thursday night for Johnny. And here's Paddy McNair wearing 17.
We've definitely changed it tonight.
Poor ball upfield, John, and Kazakhstan have 1 possession back inside their own half. And
I was just going to say there, we've totally changed the style in the first half than we did in Thursday night. On Thursday night, the first time we got the ball, we were looking to go long every time, and now we're trying to play a more measured build-up game through the midfield. Taking
a touch off Trey Hume. Out for a Kazakhstan throw-in far side. We've played 5.5 minutes, and neither goalkeeper so far has yet to make a save. We see a picture of 3 pensive coaches and managers of Aaron Hughes, Jeremy O'Carroll and the main mass. A terrible throw-in. Michael O'Neill, that looked like a foul throw on the far side, but Northern Ireland have 1 possession back, and taking a tumble there is Trey Hume wearing number 3, and he will win a free kick for side. There are a few empty seats, blue empty seats around the Astana Arena, but it looks like a very decent crowd, better crowd than there was in Ljubljana on Thursday night. And say Kazakhstan still believe, after 3 victories in 5 matches, that they can win one of the 2 qualifying spots in what is turning out to be a very tight Group H, John.
Yeah, it will be very tight if they win tonight.
So low clearance by Billy Peacock Farrell, and it bounces forwardly, and that's not a great attempted pass by Shea Charles. And Kazakhstan have possession on the halfway line, and it's out to their number 10 Samaradov. Ball infield into the centre circle, where it's sprayed wide by Bezebikov, number 21, and out to the very dark-haired number 4 Bistrov, a squat, strong-looking figure on the right-hand side of that Kazakhstan defence. The men, all in yellow, still have possession inside their own half, with number 19 Zainudinov, who plays for CSKA. The vast majority of the Kazakhstan squad play their domestic football in their home country. Attempted flick on to the right hand side. Trey Hume's done very well, gets the ball forward, but he didn't look, and he's picked out a yellow shirt. It's been a scrappy opening 7 minutes so far.
Michael. Yeah, both teams,
Kazakhstan nearly gave the ball away. And of course, at this stage on Thursday evening, it was 1-1.
Yeah,
with Isaac Price getting the equaliser in the 7th minute.
Yeah, both teams are, playing the ball inside their own half. They're fine, but as soon as they make it into the opponent's half, they keep giving it away. And
McNair trying to invite McMenamin to make a run. That was asking too much of him. Cleared by the Kazakhstan defence, nodded back towards the edge of the 18-yard box by Paddy McNair, but the men in yellow have it, and it's Taji Bergen tries to get it forward. We did say they were one of the least skillful and least impressive sides to win a competitive match at Windsor Park, but win it they did, John.
Yeah, and it looks like this game is going to have a lot of similarities. They don't look good up front, and it could be another one. You don't want to tempt fate, but it could be another one of those, Michael, where a 1-0 is going to settle this again.
Daniel Ballard wearing 22 inside his own half. Ball across the park and gets it back from Trey Hume. Michael O'Neill talked ahead of the Slovenia game about rewarding players who were playing regularly for their clubs. And of course, Matty Kennedy, one of the sort of beneficiaries of that, as Daniel Ballard gets the ball back to a man playing regularly for Aarhus, Peacock Farrell. He's played every minute so far of the qualifying campaign, as has Paddy McNair. They're the only 2 ever presence so far. Kazakhstan, decent run of form. They've only lost 3 of their last 11. They won 5 of their last 8 at home. And Northern Ireland's form away from home, not great. They've won 3 of their last 16 competitive away matches. They've lost 8 of their last 12. But they did look at different proposition early on in Slovenia. Matty Kennedy couldn't get his foot on that ball and is out of play for a throw-in for Kazakhstan. We've played nearly 9 minutes and it's goalless.
Yeah, it's a total contrast to Thursday night, where in the first 9 minutes here nothing's happened.
Forogovsky, long ball for Billy Peacock-Farrell to the edge of the area and picks the ball up and bowls it out immediately to his captain Johnny Evans.
Yeah, it was a good take by Peacock-Farrell, because Ballard was there trying to close it down, and you were just hoping that he leaves it to him, but he must have got a shout there, and it was easy enough for Peacock-Farrell to take it.
Anybody just joining us, we are not in Astana. We're sitting here in Belfast watching the game on the screen. Just one representative journalist for Northern Ireland in Kazakhstan for the game, and McNair's done well to try and find Conor Washington, who's barely seen the ball in the opening 10 minutes. Wins the throw in on the right hand side for Northern Ireland. He's going to leave it to McMenamin coming across to take it, as we see a shot of Coach Adiev, black shirt and grey suit, and Conor McMenamin, real bright spark, brilliant performance, couple of nutmegs in Ljubljana on Thursday evening. He takes a throw in, not a great one for Matty Kennedy to try and get in the end off, and that's going out of play for a goal kick.
I think the pitch has done that. I mean, it's just zoomed off the top of the pitch, whereas in grass it would have slowed it up ever so slightly.
Not a huge amount of experience in the Northern Ireland bench. Josh McGuinness is there waiting to try and win his 73rd cap, but the rest of them, you've Jordan Thompson there, he's won 30 international caps.
Sorry, I was just going to say there, Michael, again, you know, it shows you the quality. They're trying to play it out from the back here, Kazakhstan, and they give us a throw-in level
they
with the 18-yard box. They did that a fair amount
at Belfast in June, didn't they?
Yeah.
Michael O'Neill, white shirt and dark suit, hands in pockets. It's a mild evening in Astana at the Astana Arena. Northern Ireland are on the attack. They're inside the Kazakhstan half, chipping the ball to the edge of the penalty area. The header's been won, and defender did well just to make sure that Conor Washington couldn't get his foot on that.
Yeah.
And Igor Shatsky winning his 21st cap, all in a dark red outfit. The goalkeeper gets the ball out to Bistrov on the right hand side, chips it over the halfway line. In challenging was Daniel Ballard. Shea Charles has been beaten as well. Here come Kazakhstan down the right hand side with Tapel off the full back, getting the cross in. Real opportunity now for Forogovsky inside the penalty area, lobs it to the back and then lobs it over the line and out of play for the goal kick. Maybe should have had a crack on goal.
Well, I thought originally he was going to take one touch and shoot, because it's beaten everybody and arrived at him at the back post. I think Johnny Evans tried to get the header away, but it skated off the side of his head, and then when he put the cross in, he's actually crossed it. It's gone out for a goal kick. I think we let off the hook there.
Certainly seems to be a terrific showing of home fans behind the goal there, behind Peacock-Farrell's goal. Lots of flags and bouncing and singing. They're really up for this game this evening after that victory in Belfast. They're convinced they're able to do the double over Northern Ireland. But here's Conor McMenamin just on the halfway line, the right hand side, feeds Ali McCann. McCann this evening winning cap number 20, playing his football at Preston, of course. 2 international goals so far. How he would love to add to that today in Kazakhstan. Johnny Evans on the ball inside the Northern Ireland half on that shiny plastic surface in Astana. Evans gets the ball back from Ballard. Here they go trying to build with Shea Charles.
Charles
hasn't been in the game so far.
He can't get the grip with the pitch, I think.
He's done very well to wriggle his way out of trouble when he's crossing the halfway line. Shea Charles. Here he's going on an advancing run. Charles thrown off the ball, but he's able to feed the man on the right hand side, who's Conor McMenamin. Play continues with Northern Ireland in possession. Otherwise it would have been a free kick. Ball down the middle, and Conor Washington can't get his foot to it, and Kazakhstan come away with the ball, and that's a poor attempted pass forward, and Johnny Evans is helping that. It's a totally different game on a totally different surface, and two totally different teams compared to Thursday.
I'm not sure of their record, Michael, but I think the best they've done, I think they won their group in whatever group they were in the Nations League, right. You know, so this must be very, very tempting for them, you know, to be so close to the top of the table. You know, if they win tonight, they can go second.
Well, they have that backdoor policy,
of course,
the potential of getting in through the Nations League. Playoffs. Yeah. We try not to mention the Nations League too much, do we, John? Not our favourite competition. Northern Ireland have dropped down through the trap door.
Well, to be fair to Northern Ireland, Michael, they've taken the sting out of the game, and they're trying to pass it around and dictate the pace of the game. Unfortunately, as soon as we get over the halfway line, our quality of passing has been poor.
Two backup goalkeepers on the bench, Hazard and Southwood. Then it's Brodie Spencer, Owen Toll, Paul Smith, the birthday boy, 26 today. Dion Charles, who was subbed at half-time in Ljubljana. Jordan Jones, Isaac Price, who of course started the last 3 games. Jordan Thompson, Brad Lyons looking for his debut, Paddy Lane and Josh McGuinness. Kazakhstan have won the ball back on their own left-hand side. It's 0-0. We played 14 minutes.
McManaman can't get into the game either. You know, he can't get a run at the full-back. He just hasn't got the decent service, given that little space to have a go at him.
Shea Charles doesn't like this plastic surface, does he?
He cannot get into the game at all.
He has won the free kick, though.
It's really strange considering how well he played on Thursday night.
Which wasn't a great grass surface. It's breaking up and Isaac Price certainly slipped over. Kieran Brown was unfortunate for the goal as well when he went over, injured himself. But Northern Ireland have a free kick in the 15th minute. Sweat lashing off Daniel Ballard there, red-faced schoolboy, but he's been brilliant so far this season for Sunderland. Poor free kick upfield. Washington can't get on the end of that, and that's out of play for the goal kick.
I think, you know, I mean, like, you got to realise on plastic, Michael, if you're hitting long balls like that, they're going to come off the plastic very, very quickly, and you really have to be used to that.
The irony is, I mean, Conor McManaman's probably of all the Northern Ireland players most used to it.
Yeah.
No, well, Conor McManaman, with his experience in the Irish League.
Yeah, but Conor Washington, I think, would have played on a little bit as well.
No, it's long gone, John. Long gone.
Yeah, I presume. Yeah.
You have the 2 pitches in Scotland. You've Kilmarnock and Livingston have plastic pitches.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. They're long gone.
For the Irish League, of course.
Oh dear.
That's a strong challenge and a clatter in the head. Orazov claiming that he got the ball from Conor McManaman. McManaman took a whack to the head. You can hear him on the effects there. We're seeing the challenge again. It was just bear in mind that I think Ali McCann is the one Northern Ireland player sitting in 2 yellow cards and another yellow, and he would miss the next game. That's the home game against San Marino on the 14th of next month. 3 yellow cards and you're suspended. Long ball played upfield for Northern Ireland, cleared by the big Kazakhstan defender, but Northern Ireland have possession back inside the centre circle, and Ali McCann has taken a tumble, and that'll be a free kick. And Taji Bergen, the captain, was the man who effected the free kick. There were a lot of fouls early on in Ljubljana with no cards being shown by the Italian referee on Thursday.
The players just seem to, the ball just keeps to be sticking underneath their feet all the time, both sides really.
Free kick on the edge of the centre circle inside the Kazakhstan half. This is an opportunity to say that chances for an open play are going to be few and far between. That's looked to be the case so far in the opening 16 minutes. Northern Ireland played the free kick down the middle, and the header has been won, and that's out of play. I think it came off the head of Daniel Ballard. Yeah,
it was a flick on really. There was no pace in the free kick. It was never going to trouble the goalkeeper, even had it been on target.
Not much for either set of fans. You'd say there were 150 or so of the green and white army. Fair play to them. We've made their way to Astana. Rest of the crowd in the arena, expectant home supporters, and they've seen their side win a free kick for a challenge on Zainudinov.
On different circumstances, you know, we'd be quite pleased with the way it's been going. 0-0 so far away from home's not bad, but you know, you're really hoping that we were going to see something like we saw on Thursday night going forward. Unfortunately, just at the minute we haven't got ourselves going.
Kazakhstan have given possession away, forward by Conor McManaman. That's asking an awful lot of Paddy McNair on the right hand side, and that's going to go out of play. That has been a feature, isn't it, the overstruck pass. Reminder that Kazakhstan, since June when they beat Northern Ireland, they've got 8 places in the FIFA rankings, up to 104, but they're still 40 behind Northern Ireland, who are on 64. But at the moment, Northern Ireland, of course, off the back of 4 defeats, including those 3-1 nils and then the 4-2 against Slovenia. They're trying to avoid 5 in a row. Last time that happened was 2012. Ball's out of play on this near side.
It's really scrappy, Michael, isn't it?
It's a poor match so far.
It's really scrappy. The players just can't get going. And
Northern Ireland throw-in to be taken by Paddy McNair right on the halfway line. The Northern Irish right. They're playing from left to right. The early kick-off has caught you out. We've played 18 minutes in this Group H qualifier. It's 0-0 between Kazakhstan and Northern Ireland. A reminder, in terms of UK time, the meeting of the top 2 in Helsinki this evening at 5 o'clock Finland, Denmark, and 7:45 San Marino, Slovenia. And there's BBC highlights tonight of the game, and I've written the time down. It's 10:30 on BBC One for highlights this evening. I don't think very much in the opening 20 minutes is going to make the cut so far, John O'Neill.
No, as I said, the game on Thursday night, against Finland. They had one shot on goal the first half. I actually don't think they had any shots on goal in the second half at all.
And they lost to a late goal from that man, Oliver Ant-Man. The Ant-Man struck on Thursday. Here's Kazakhstan long range shot all along the ground, well wide of the right hand post.
Yeah, it was something to give the crowd a little bit of a cheer.
Zanudinov with it.
It was never going to.
I'm going to write that down, John, as an incident.
well, funny enough, watching the highlights, it was something similar to that, but the one on Thursday night, actually, the goalkeeper picked up
left-footed
like a bag pass, and they were showing the highlights at half time, and I think they showed it 15 times because that was it.
The left-footed shot skimmed off the plastic surface and well wide in the end. Endless shots of the Kazakhstan coach Magomed Adiev. And here's Conor Washington, wearing 9 for Northern Ireland, starting tonight in place of Dion Charles, is on the bench, and Matty Kennedy has won a throw-in on the left hand side. He was very, very up for the game, Matty Kennedy. We had that free kick early on, didn't go too far away.
Surprised.
That could have put Northern Ireland 2-1 up, but he's hardly seen the ball in 20 minutes.
I was surprised when he was brought off, but I think that was just a tactical change on Thursday night.
Taken off at half time. He is playing regularly in the Scottish Premiership for Kilmarnock. And Northern Ireland have the ball with Paddy McNair just inside the Kazakhstan half, playing it back, and Ballard will help it back to Billy Peacock Farrell, who's inside his D on his left foot. Your heart goes in your mouth when goalkeepers are playing as outfield players.
To be fair, Michael, Peacock Farrell's not bad with the ball at his feet.
And here's Paddy McNair with that protective face mask on. Plays it back to Ballard. In terms of the ball possession, it's Kazakhstan 45%, Northern Ireland 55%. So it's a close game. There's nothing in it. Neither goalkeeper has a save to make in the opening 21 minutes in the Astana Arena. Kazakhstan 0, Northern Ireland 0. Northern Ireland, remember, the only 3 points they got, the only points they have is that 2-0 victory away to San Marino earlier this year with Dion Charles with both goals. But they're building now from the right hand side. Conor McMenamin, real threat in Slovenia, curls it into the waiting hands of Shatsky, the goalkeeper.
Yeah, it was a nice piece of play from the back right out until we got to McMenamin. I thought he was going to try and take the full back on the outside, but he's cut in, and the cross in, he's just put it too close to the goalkeeper. But I mean, you should be really encouraging him to try and get down the outside of the full back and get the cross in from there.
Shatsky wearing a red jersey with a very old-fashioned sort of white round neck. He looks like an old Charlton Athletic shirt or something. He's all in red away to the right-hand side, and he's waiting to really be challenged with this Northern Ireland attack. And Kazakhstan on the left-hand side with a man who's seen quite a lot of the ball, Vorogovsky, wearing 11. They're all in yellow with those blue numbers and blue flashings. They have the ball inside the centre circle. Yeah,
they're very good at keeping possession, Michael, until they get to the 18-yard box, and then the final pass always lets them down.
And they're going down the right hand side with Bezebekov, and he's got round his man, but Johnny Evans goes down under the challenge.
Yeah, Evans done well. He's matched him for pace, even considering his 36 years of age, and he's tried to cross the ball, but he's just took Evans' legs out of it.
I think he's 35, John. Don't want to age him too. Yeah, he'll be 36 in January.
That's not that far away, is it?
Don't say what age I'm going to be next week, John.
I won't tell you what I'm going to be.
0-0. We're a quarter of the way through the game. With very little to write down in the notebook for this reporter. With Northern Ireland with Ali McCann inside the Kazakhstan half. Remember, they can go second, basically joint top temporarily this evening if they can win tonight.
I expected more from them, Michael, considering the position they could be in if they win this game.
It's a nice bit of interpassing and a chance now for Zadudinov. Gets the ball back halfway inside the Northern Ireland half, looking for options on the Kazakhstan right hand side. They retain possession. Bistrov for the ball infield, and that's Orazov.
I mean, that was a great break, but again, the final ball from Zadudinov was he's had to trade it Trey Hume.
They're certainly patient in their build-up.
Yeah.
The men all in yellow, that's Marokyan and Alip on the left-hand side. That's a poor touch by Vorogovsky, and that's out of play on this near side. He was hacking around McNair. I think the referee gave the free kick, or is it the throw-in? Michael O'Neill's making a point to the match officials. Wasn't happy with the Italian officials on Thursday evening, and it was indeed a free kick to be taken by Paddy McNair. Plays it back infield to his captain Johnny Evans, just outside the D, and there's a little bit of room in front of Hume. Pokes the ball forward. Opportunity now if they can work the ball into the path of Ali McCann. McCann out to the right hand side. Conor McMenamin, yellow shirted defender in front of him, on his left foot, tries to curl the cross in. It's going to break for Ali McCann. It was blocked originally. Shea Charles back to Paddy McNair. McMenamin has slipped past his man brilliantly on the right hand side. Now real opportunity, good ball needed, plays it in. It's a poor one and volleyed away by the Kazakhstan defence. And here's McNair trying to get through, but he showed too much of that to man in yellow, and the danger for the moment is gone. But that's what Conor McMenamin could do, skip past the man like he wasn't there.
Yeah, he was brilliant in taking it past the man. Unfortunately, it's probably the worst cross he's had in the two games so far.
Pearl Janza, the Slovenian left back, at a shocker on Thursday evening. Lovely skill. Ali McCann working the chance for himself, shows the ball to the defender, and that's taken off his toe by Maroshkin. But that was a lovely little flick.
A lovely little turn on the edge of the box, but his final touch just took it a little bit too far away from him, and
just a couple of little moments of optimism, John.
They're passing the ball well, Michael, as I say, but when they get to the 18-yard box, we just don't have that quality to get a shot on goal, or to create an opening.
Here they have a set piece to throw in on the right hand side, and we see a shot of the green and white army, Portsmouth, north of England, all the banners and flags on display in the arena. It's back with Conor McMenamin on the right hand side, gets it back from Ali McCann. Scrappy stuff, and they've lost out. Taji Bergen pokes it forward, and away goes Samorodov on the left hand side for Kazakhstan. There's room now for the man advancing on the right inside the penalty area, chests it down, and that's a good block by Craig Hume. And the man threatening there was the fullback Tapaloff, but the danger hasn't gone, and eventually it is hacked clear by Northern Ireland, but retained by the men in yellow on the right hand side. We've played 25 minutes 0-0 in Astana. Michael McNamee and John O'Neill in the commentary booth in Belfast. Here's Vorogovsky on the left hand side, two Northern Ireland defenders in front of him. Vorogovsky plays the ball back, and Alip linking up. There's a slip there by the captain Taji Bergen, but it's actually found Samorodov, and Northern Ireland do well to get the ball back to Washington. They've one possession back, long ball out to McMenamin on this left hand side, the shiny plastic surface. He shoved his man down, and Maroshkin goes down and wins the free kick.
It's like a comedy of errors. I mean, we're making mistakes giving the ball to them, and they're doing the exact same and giving it back to us. Unfortunately, McMenamin can't get on this ball, because if he does, he's 1-on-1 against the centre half. But a little bit over exuberant there, pushes him right in front of the fourth official, and he's given the assistant referee an easy decision to give him a free kick.
I wonder, is the VAR official Thiago Martins, has he got a box set or something you'd watch, because he's not going to be needed so far in this game. He's playing cards with himself. Ball's out of play. Kazakhstan throw in right hand side, 0-0. We've played 27 minutes in Astana. That's a poor touch by Orazov, but he's able to find a teammate, and they're building now. A little flick ball to Samorodov. Gets a shot in. Great goal. 27th minute. Kazakhstan have taken the lead, and it's Maxim Samorodov with a shot from outside the penalty area. Beats Peacock Farrell, and Kazakhstan are in front. It's 1-0.
Yeah, this is the first piece of class that we've got. It was a lovely ball into him, and the way he just manoeuvred it from one foot onto the other. I'm not sure if it was Johnny Evans or Ballard was beside him, but he's totally outfoxed him, and it was a great shot into the corner of the net. As I've said, Michael, if you've got a little bit of quality there, you'll get a goal, and that's the first piece of quality we've seen in the game. Just waiting to see it come back up on the screen again, because it says his footwork on the edge of the box was magnificent.
Bottom left hand corner of the net, as he was looking at it, he kept it low. It skimmed off that plastic surface, wide of Peacock Farrell's dive, and that is a second international goal for Samorodov.
Yeah, I'll be proud of that one, Michael. And as you say, it skims off that surface, and it makes it even more difficult for the goalkeeper. We're going to see it now. I think it's Ballard he's done.
He's beaten Ballard, and just on the edge of the D, right hand side. Doswell fires it wide, low and left.
It was drilled into
Peacock Farrell.
It was drilled into him, Michael, and he's back to the goal, and he takes it with his left foot, blocks it onto his right, and then just sets it up, and it's a great strike. And to be fair, it's just inside the post. Peacock Farrell's got no chance with this.
Great finish.
Yeah.
And the men in yellow are one up with the first real opportunity of the game.
The first shot of the game, and they scored a goal. The first shot, I think, on target, as far as I can remember.
Yeah, 2 goals in 6 matches for Samorodov. And that's why he's starting ahead of the super sub from Belfast, Ambatoff, who's awaiting his chance on the bench. So if it was an uphill battle with all those players missing through injury, it's just got a little bit, the challenge has just got a little bit greater as Kazakhstan scooped the ball out of play on the far side.
We have got to, we've got to try and get that bit of quality that that got them the goal. If we can get McMenamin down this right hand side and getting crosses into the box, we could get joy from there. But certainly, I mean, as Joel said, we had more chances in that game than we had in the previous 3 games, and I don't think that's going to change. We have had more chances in that one game than we have in 4 now, because we're not getting anything at all.
Shea Charles gone on a little run, side-footed pass to Ali McCann on the Northern Ireland right-hand side. Conor McMenamin, 2 defenders in front of him, gives the ball back to Paddy McNair. McNair receives the pass back, edge of the area. McNair thinks about the shot, maybe should have had the shot. The ball is cleared as far as Ali McCann. Back with Shea Charles, toe pokes it forward, easily headed away by the Kazakhstan defence, and Charles has thrown his man to the floor. And the 19-year-old has conceded a free kick.
Yeah, McNair's done well to work himself into just on the edge of the 18-yard box, and he's tried to fight a ball through to Washington. It was never going to get there.
Quickly taken free kick by Kazakhstan, and they're on the attack. They've room on this left-hand side for Vorogovsky. Northern Ireland look a little bit at 6s and 7s. It's on the penalty spot, and it's going to break eventually for Ali McCann to clear, and the referee has seen something he doesn't like, and he's reaching for a card. Adiev, the coach, can't believe it, and it's going to be a yellow card for Samorodov, the goal scorer.
I don't know whether he said anything to him or he's booking him for a dive.
We'll see it again.
You know what?
He can't believe it, Maxim Samorodov, that he's got a yellow card, the colour of his own jersey.
Well, I couldn't see anything why he's got a yellow card unless he said something to the referee.
Well, he is a very frustrated figure. We're going to see it again. Yeah, he's taking a dive.
He's taking a dive, that's what it was.
In front of George Saville.
Yeah.
And a fairly blatant dive right in front of the referee. So fair play to the German match official, Daniel Schläger.
Well spotted.
Northern Ireland trying to play their way out from the back. Bailey Peacock Farrell chips it forward with his right foot. That's a poor pass, and Kazakhstan now are looking for their second goal. They might just kill this game off after 31 minutes. There's a man gone down in yellow, the edge of the Northern Ireland penalty area. Play continues with Kazakhstan on the attack. The man in yellow is slowly getting to his feet. Kazakhstan have lost the ball, and it's going to break now for Northern Ireland. Shea Charles running through the centre circle, and he's fed the ball through. Washington now feeding Conor McMenamin. Northern Ireland looking to hit back immediately with equaliser like they did on Thursday night. McMenamin on the left foot, and his attempted shot is well blocked by the defender. It's back out to Trey Hume. We've played 31 minutes in Astana. Kazakhstan 1, Northern Ireland 0.
A great break, a great ball by Shea Charles. Washington cuts it inside, gets it out to McMenamin on the right hand side, and as he's cut in, he tries for the shot, but it was a great block. I think it was Orazov that blocked it. Good defending, but good break.
Ball forward by Ballard. Shea Charles with his back to goal, the edge of the centre circle. He's wriggled free of 2 midfielders. Ali McCann picks up possession for Northern Ireland. This is George Saville halfway inside the Kazakhstan half. Play on, says the referee, advantage Northern Ireland. The options on the left and right. Ballard is in the middle of the park looking at the options, and he picks out the man on the right, who is Paddy McNair. I would assume Conor McMenamin is just off screen.
I don't know why
on the right, why they didn't feed him. Instead they go left. Long range shot's going to come in. That's high, wide and not terribly handsome, and Michael O'Neill is a frustrated figure, and Trey Hume I don't think was going to score there from
I don't know
in a million years. We see again the block on McMenamin.
But you pointed that out. You know, why did they come back to Ballard to go across the other side, Michael? When you've got Conor McMenamin out there, who's had a great game on Thursday night, just give him the ball.
Yeah.
You know, and it's funny. Myself and Jim were talking about it. Just
Ball's out of play on this near side for Kazakhstan throw in.
We were talking about players, you know, doing things for themselves. Now McMenamin should have been on to McNair and saying, "What are you doing here? Give me the ball." But they almost accepted, you know.
Kazakhstan in possession inside their own half. 33 minutes gone. Kazakhstan 1, Northern Ireland 0. Goal fired into the bottom left hand corner of the net in the 27th minute by Maxim Samorodov. And at the minute Kazakhstan are heading to second in the group, and they're trying to feed Vorogovsky. That's a lovely pass to the man on the left hand side, who's up against Paddy McNair. Vorogovsky gets the ball back. There's more confidence now since that goal was scored by Kazakhstan for their home fans. It's a sweeping ball by Taji Bergen out to the left where Tapilov has beaten his man. Tapilov gets to the byline, cross into the hands of Bailey Peacock Farrell.
Trey Hume's got to learn very, very quickly in this game. You know, that was a beautiful ball. It's come a long way. He hasn't closed the winger down quickly enough. One touch and he's round him, and unfortunately for him, he doesn't get a good cross in and lets us off the hook.
Northern Ireland with Johnny Evans side-footing the ball forward. That's not a good pass. It's won back by Kazakhstan. They've got a knot of attackers on the right-hand side. They're retaining possession edge of the centre circle inside the Northern Ireland half, out to Vorogovsky, who's seen as much of the ball as any of the 20 outfield players in the opening 34 minutes. Maroshkin wearing 22, the big defender, out to Bistrov. And some of these defenders are enjoying the life down that left-hand side of the Kazakhstan attack.
Yeah, they're good at keeping the ball, Michael, I have to say now.
Long sweeping pass looking for Vorogovsky. Bailey Peacock Farrell's come, and he was lucky. He didn't know where the ball was, and it was eventually slashed out of play by Paddy McNair for the corner.
I mean, he was lucky there. I think he come so far.
It's gone for a throw-in. Apologies.
I think he's come so far, Michael. He's almost been outside the box, and then he had a retreat and got away with it. It just felt comfortably for them.
Kazakhstan on their left-hand side. They're on top now and scoring. Orazov has chipped into the edge of the penalty area. Good header away by Ballard, who's winded as he takes a blow to the ribs, and that'll be a free kick, says the German referee. 10 minutes to half-time, home side 1 up.
Good header by Ballard. You know, the good play that they had up to the 18-yard box was let down by the final ball, and it was easy for Ballard to clear it, and then he's taken a hit after he's headed it, and the referee's given a free kick.
Igor Shatsky hasn't had a save to make in 35 minutes, John.
No, he hasn't.
That's the stat that'll depress the listening Northern Ireland fans.
I think our build-up's far too slow. You know,
long ball forward, looking for Connor Washington, and it's headed away by the Kazakhstan defence. There are lots of big men in there. It's meat and drink, those long balls in the air. So the big fellas in yellow.
Yeah, but they were big lads at the back, on Thursday night as well for Slovenia. But we were playing balls well. That even if they won it, we were so far up the park that we were able to pick up the pieces in their half. Now we're playing it so slow and building out from the back that we don't seem to get close enough to our striker.
McNair with the ball forward. A rare opportunity for Matty Kennedy on the right hand side, but again, Michael, the deflected ball was so unlucky. Came off Kennedy. Looked as if he'd won Northern Ireland corner, but he's back off Kennedy and out of play for the goal kick.
He's isolated down in that right corner there. You know, the pitch is too stretched for us. We can't get up to support them when they're making the runs. And that's why I made the point on Thursday night. If we have goal kicks, I'd like to see the goalkeeper kicking the ball into their half, and let's try and win it in the final third and take it from there.
Group H qualifier in Kazakhstan, the home side leading by 1-0. Goal kick to be taken by Shatsky. He's going to clear right-footed. Remember, plastic surface in Astana. The stadium has got a roof, but it's open to the elements. And it's currently just after 7:30 in the evening in the capital of Kazakhstan. Ball's on the halfway line. Ali McCann's lost it. It's going to break for Saville. Saville feeds Conor McMenamin. He's got two defenders in front of him, edge of the area. McMenamin goes wild. He's beaten his man, and he gets the cross and takes a deflection. Corner 1 for Northern Ireland by Conor McMenamin.
Yeah, good play by McMenamin. He was unlucky. He just didn't get round the full-back. He was able to get in and get the block on and get it out for a corner. Poor play by them just on the edge of just at the halfway line, gives us the chance to pick it up in that last third and be right in at the heart of their defence.
Northern Ireland corner from the right hand side. McMenamin will take it left-footed, curling it in to the back post. The header is won, but it goes wide. There were two Northern Ireland men going for the same ball. Ballard was one, and I think Hume might have been the other.
That's unfortunate, because if either one of them gets out of the way, they've got a free header.
And the other Northern Ireland player is down. The glow sticks are out in Astana. The home fans are happy. I think those looking for a half-time.
It's Johnny
Evans.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Both got
He's
in
landed
each other's way.
awkwardly, feeling
his hip there.
Hip or his lower part of his back. But he's back on his feet. We assume he is, because after the replays he's not there. So he's either going to offer he's back on his feet and back doing defensive duties, because Kazakhstan have the ball just outside their own penalty area. 38 minutes gone. They're leading Northern Ireland by 1-0. Northern Ireland clear the defensive header. It's well chested down by McMenamin into the path of Shea Charles, who's running through the centre circle, but a wayward pass. He's not having
He's had a poor game.
Happy evening.
Yeah.
Shea Charles, and a chance now for Kazakhstan. Samorodov, the goal scorer, is trying to get in the end of that ball. Is he beaten? Ballard's going to break now. Oh, it hasn't just fallen into the path of Tapilov. That was very nearly a terrific opportunity for Kazakhstan. A second goal here, and that could be it.
Yeah, we're
Vorogovsky, left hand side for Kazakhstan. There's an overlapping fullback. Vorogovsky lofts it over the bar, and that'll be a goal kick.
Yeah, I was just going to say there, we're making as many mistakes as we did on Thursday night, but we've mentioned it before. The front two strikers would be feasting on these. They're obviously not as quality strikers as they had on Thursday night.
Remember, Josh McGuinness is on the bench. Jordan Thompson there as well, but aside from that, not a huge amount of experience. Ian Charles would be the obvious change up front. He didn't get much joy in the opening 45 minutes in Ljubljana. Jordan Jones is there as well, but not playing much club football.
And
Northern Ireland's trying to play it out from the back. Shea Charles is thrown to the floor inside the D. Zanu Denevs gets a warning word from the German referee, and Northern Ireland have that free kick inside their own D. Play to this right hand side, and Paddy McNair gives it back to Daniel Ballard. It's a totally different performance from Thursday evening.
Totally. Pace of it is a lot
Here's Shea
slower.
Charles, centre circle. Charles goes past one defender, takes a tap on the ankle, and wins the free kick, and gets the. He's making the point that Samora Doffy, of course, is on a yellow card. He has to be careful. That was a blatant foul.
Could have been a booking.
Other referees might have shown a yellow for that one.
Yeah, because he's gone past him. Charles has gone past him, and he's deliberately clipped him.
5 minutes left in the first half. Northern Ireland looking for an equaliser. They have this free kick, and the youthful figure Shea Charles standing over it. Studying concentration is Shatsky, the goalkeeper.
Yes, isn't he?
Odd stance. Waiting for this ball to be played in by Charles. Drilled, looking for the man at the near post. Doesn't find him. It's only nodded down into the path of McMenamin. McMenamin up against two defenders. He's got past one and trying to win the corner kick. The home fans have got the Mexican wave going behind Shatsky goal. And that was a free kick awarded for. Was it offside?
I have no idea.
The German referee's making a point why that free kick was given to Kazakhstan, but free kick it is. Only 4.5 minutes.
I think he's given offside.
He has given offside.
Something that happened 5 minutes ago.
Let's see if the TV match director is going to show us on the replay. I think the match director's related to the Kazakhstan coach, with endless shots of the big bald-headed Adiev in his grey suit and black shirt and black tie, looking like a mafia man from the 1970s. Long clearance by Shatsky. Evans jumping for it. It's going to break for Matty Kennedy. He's barely seen the ball in the opening 40 minutes, and he's lost possession
again.
Not having a good night, but not many of the Northern Ireland 10 outfield players are shining at the moment on the plastic in Astana.
They're comfortable. You know, they're 1-0 up and they're comfortable.
They have possession. The men in yellow on the right hand side. Slotted down for Orazov.
Good tackle by Hume.
Hume does well to win the ball back, and here go Northern Ireland down their left hand side. That's a ball for Conor Washington to get in the end of. McMenamin's inside the penalty area. Washington's got two defenders. Here comes a chance now. Player coming in. Kennedy must be tapped in. Must be. It's cleared off the line. Unbelievable. That should have been 1-1, and somehow Northern Ireland failed to force the ball over the line. And well done, the Kazakhstan defence. Astonishing recovery.
Great defending. What a run by Kennedy, I think it is. Or is it
was Kennedy and then McMenamin at the near post, and neither could get the ball in.
Thought he was going to score here.
Kennedy put the ball wide. I don't know whether it was going in. McMenamin got on the end of it, and it was a brilliant clearance in the end eventually by Alip, but one of his colleagues got the ball off the line before he completed the clearance. That could be a key moment in the game, John.
Yeah, the best chance for Northern Ireland.
So can they work something? My God, how did that ball not? You're waiting for McMenamin just to force it in at the near post.
Originally I thought Kennedy was going to put it in himself, but as it come across, you think McMenamin's going to side foot this in, but great defending.
A wee bit of luck, you would say, for the home team as well. Bit of luck.
I think it was actually the goal scorer, Michael, that got it off the line.
I'm sure we'll see that replayed again in a moment, but 42.5 minutes gone. Northern Ireland with their little bit of more momentum and a little bit of optimism after that moment, but McMenamin's just conceded the throw in on this near side, and the momentum for the moment is gone.
I think it was the ball down the line. I think it was Washington that fed the ball. Great run by Kennedy.
Yeah, it was Washington to Kennedy.
Brilliant run into the box. Originally I thought he would score, but as it's come across, you thought it's going to be a side foot for McMenamin, and unfortunately good defending on their part.
Still 1-0. The ball's flicked Waiting for Billy Peacock Farrell to come and take that, but he's watching the ball bounce out of play for the goal kick. Still 1-0.
I think he knew that was going for a goal kick.
And we see Daniel Ballard jogging back to position, and Ramazan Orazov, dark-haired figure, Northern Ireland again trying to build from the back. And here's Shea Charles, slots it away from his man, and opportunity for Saville to get the ball forward. Washington now up against one defender. Washington's going to shoot, and it's blocked. It might break on that left-hand side for Saville or Kennedy, but it doesn't. Forward for Kazakhstan down there, right-hand side. And back goes Trey Hume to the goalkeeper, Bailey Peacock Farrell, all in black. Peacock Farrell with the ball at his feet, side foots it to Daniel Ballard.
When it works, Michael, it works brilliantly, and it did on that occasion when Washington got in with the shot.
Here comes Northern Ireland. They're having their best period of play in the whole first half in the last 5 minutes.
They're getting a lot of room.
Conor McMenamin, 44 minutes gone. Gets a poor cross with the left foot and easily cleared.
Yeah, it's
picked up by Kazakhstan on their near side, but well done Conor McMenamin getting the ball back to Paddy McNair, but I think he's been penalised for the foul, has he? No, he hasn't. Play on, says the referee. Offloaded to Saville, and he still hasn't broken his duck, and that's wide.
Yeah, I mean,
and not very handsome.
He's got to at least make the keeper work.
Samarodov goes down. I think he made an awful lot of that challenge from McMenamin.
He might have got a knee in the back of the thigh, but it certainly wasn't a free kick. But again, from where he was, Saville has to hit the target.
I suspect he's wasting a little bit of time.
Possibly we're
looking for the half-time whistle, knowing that Northern Ireland are having a rare period of attacking pressure.
Well, the last 2 or 3 attempts to play out from the back, Michael, they've done it very, very well. They've got, on the last occasion there, Shea Charles has got on the ball, fed a lovely ball through to Washington just outside the 18-yard box. But
here's the chance again. Washington playing the ball in to Kennedy, who just forces it wide with the right foot. It looks as if it's not going in. It's the number Samarodov, you're right, who's back doing defensive work and clears it off the line. Good spot, John.
Yeah, do you know what I spotted? He's got a black wristband on. That's the only thing it told me. Must be like a plaster cast or something.
But he was the man. So he was goal scorer at one end, goal saver at the other, and he's getting back to his feet. And we're going to have 2 additional minutes at the end of this first half.
I think Kennedy actually went for the shot, but the pace he came into the box just got him maybe a little bit off balance. He put it so wide,
I don't think it was going in, but it was nearly right into the path of McMenamin before Samarodov slid in and threw his body
it was great,
front of the line. Terrific defending by the goal scorer. So we've played 45 seconds of the additional 2 minutes. The goal kick cleared upfield by Shatsky. Certainly the last 5 minutes of the half have been Northern Ireland's best period of attacking pressure. Forward by Johnny Evans, easily cut out by the men all in yellow on the halfway line, their right hand side. It's a wild slashed pass across the park, but it will be kept on this near side by Vorogovsky. He saw a teammate who wasn't there. He passes straight to Paddy McNair.
Look at that.
Northern Ireland have given up possession on the side of play.
Crazy.
For Northern Ireland throw in on this near side, still inside their own half.
That's just pure passing, and they're under no pressure whatsoever.
Billy Peacock Farrell under pressure from Orazov, but he's able to get it out to that left hand side. Infield to Shea Charles inside the centre circle. 20 seconds left of the additional time. Is there one last attack in the tank for Northern Ireland? Paddy McNair to Conor McMenamin. Back to McNair, Northern Ireland right hand side, 3 in the area. It's a high hanging ball, but it's far too long and overstruck. And I think Tapaloff will just let that run out of play for the throw in, and that'll be pretty much that for the first half.
Must be frustrating for Mike O'Neill. McNair's in a great position down on this right hand side, under no pressure whatsoever, and he puts a cross in that goes out for a throw in.
And Bistroff isn't happy with the ball, so he'll waste 10 seconds getting a new one from the ball boy or ball girl on that far side. And we've played 2 minutes and 15 seconds, and I think the next blast the referee from the German ref will tell you that it's half time, but maybe Northern Ireland do have one opportunity. Saville is able to get it out to Kennedy, left hand side. Kennedy, there's a little Brucey bonus in stoppage time here for Northern Ireland. They're trying to win the corner kick, but there is the half time whistle blown by Herr Schlager, and Kazakhstan lead through that goal scored brilliantly
by Maxim Samorodov in the 27th minute, evading the challenge of Daniel Ballard, rocketing the ball into the bottom left-hand corner beyond Bailey Peacock-Farrell. That was the one big opportunity for Kazakhstan in the first half. Northern Ireland's best moments coming in the final minutes. Wonderful link-up play, Washington through to Matty Kennedy. His little tapped shot was just evading the goalkeeper. We thought Conor McMenamin was going to tap it into the empty net, but he didn't realise that Samorodov, the goal scorer, was there to throw his body in the line. He blocked the ball and Alep completed the clearance. That might have been 1-1 on another evening in Astana, but as it stands, John, what are the options in terms of it staying 1-0, and what are the changes for Michael O'Neill?
I think Northern Ireland are still well in the game. I mean, they had one chance and scored, and we had one chance and it was cleared off the line. So, they're not a great side, Michael. But having said that, Northern Ireland aren't playing particularly well either. The next goal will decide the game. If they go 2-0 up, the game's over. If we can go and get back in it, they're capable of winning this game because of the quality of the opposition. But you've got to say overall, it's not a great game.
The wide men for Northern Ireland haven't seen the ball enough.
They haven't. Kennedy is. I think we can get more out of Kennedy. I think he showed, that if he gets on the ball on that left-hand side, he can make things happen. We saw McMenamin do it on Thursday night, but unfortunately, he's not getting the service that he got Thursday night. And to be honest, I think Kazakhstan have had a look at that game, and they are trying to double up on him when he does get the ball. But we've tried to play the ball out from the back. Sometimes it hasn't worked, but I have to say, in the last two or three occasions, got Shea Charles on it. He's feeding good balls into Washington, into the front men, which are giving us half chances. So the game's still there to be won, but the next goal is going to be crucial.
Yeah, should Kazakhstan score in the opening 10 or 15 minutes of the second half, Northern Ireland have got to really up their performance, make some changes.
Yeah.
As it stands at half time, Joel, in Astana, it's Kazakhstan 1, Northern Ireland 0.
So there we go. We get the thoughts of Warren Feeney and Jim Magilton on that in a moment or two. But first, let's get you the latest BBC News.
This is Sportsound International Football. Listen live on digital, online or on BBC Sounds.
So welcome back. It's 1-0 to Kazakhstan in Astana. Joining me watching the game here in Belfast, Warren Feeney and Jim Magilton. And we have to say, Warren, what a finish for the only goal of the game by Maxim Samorodov.
It's great feat by him. We just said there when he hit it, we knew straight away. It's he's with his right foot, left foot, the snapshot. There's no backlift on it whatsoever. Disappointing defending, but full credit to the striker. You'd be pleased with that finish. He's hit it low off the surface into the bottom corner, and it's a great finish by him.
John O'Neill saying it's the one moment of real quality in the game so far, Jim.
Yeah, I think it is. I think, he's used the pace of the pitch. Obviously, that is an added advantage to the home side. So it's, so I think it was an excellent finish, as Warren pointed out. He's quick feet, and he's left Daniel flat-footed, and it's quality. It is a quality finish.
It's the only shot on target in the match so far, which kind of tells you all you need to know about the game.
Yeah, but that opportunity, and I'm sure we'll show it now and see it again. Samorodov is the one that actually stops Conor McMenamin from scoring. The
big chance at the other end.
Big chance at the other end, and that's if we're talking about both boxes, he certainly earned their stripes today.
Yeah. So, it's a great chance for McMenamin, isn't it? We thought it has to go in at some point. How it stays out is a mystery.
Believe me, if that was me in that position, the defender and all will be in the net, because I think Connor's lent with his left foot, but we just said there he's got to go with both feet, and even if he doesn't, the ball will carry in off the two of them.
You want him to slide in?
He's got to slide in, get there, get first contact, because he'll keep the ball. He's given the defender a chance by, if you look at it, he's tried to stab it with his left. But it's great defending, as Jim said. The boys popped up in both boxes, but it's a real big chance missed, and one that should have been in the net.
Northern Ireland, for large parts, were pretty comfortable, Warren, weren't they? Yeah,
we set up until the goal. They were comfortable, obviously, without really having a threat. But they were managing the game, which, in any game you want to keep it tight for as long as you can, especially away from home and with the goals we conceded in the last game. But that one bit of quality, it lifted their tails a little bit as well, and we just said he's got to make a change for me now, whether it's McGuinness and go long and play off second balls, or a wee bit of pace with Smith. Something has to change for us.
The other thing as well, I suppose, Jim, is now that Kazakhstan have the lead, they also are the team that actually have something to play for in terms of the group. When you look at the table, Finland start on 12, Kazakhstan are still in the mix. They can go to 12 points if they get a win. Denmark play Finland tonight and start on 10. Slovenia, they start on 10. They're going to go to 13 because they're going to beat San Marino, barring some sort of massive monumental upset. So, Kazakhstan have a real reason to go on and make sure they win the game, and that's going to make it harder.
Yeah, 100%, and they have proven to be difficult to break down. So the onus is on Northern Ireland to come out and
make it awkward for them.
Yeah, but have a real go. Connor's shown glimpses. There have been glimpses. Just final ball have let Northern Ireland down. Quality into the box. There is a desire. Look, Samardov there. I know we're seeing it on the camera from the highlights of the first half. That is incredible from the centre forward. He's obviously had to run 100 yards. Why he's there is beyond me. But it's a magnificent tackle to stop that. So that desire is going to be there for
he nearly celebrates that as much as he
did.
Goal,
which shows you how much this means to them. They're still in the shake-up. So they're 1-0 up.
After 6 games, to now with 4 games to go in the group, it could be 13-13, 12-12 for the top 4 teams and 2 qualifying places up for grabs, which would make for a very exciting finish to the group. The sad part would be that we're kind of looking on from afar. Other things that we need to tell you about. If you're wondering about the golf, the Irish Open, Rory McIlroy, they've had a lengthy stoppage due to weather. The play was suspended at 29 minutes past 1. They are due to start again very soon. They're hoping for a 3 o'clock restart. And the top 6 players are separated by just 1 shot. Rory McIlroy is one of 4 who are leading on 12 under par. And Billy Horschel and Ryan Fox are the 2 who are just 1 shot behind on 11 under par. So 4-way tie for the lead, but Rory McIlroy's only played 3 holes. So they'll be hoping to get that all done and dusted as the fading light, of course, would move in. They've have enough time, of course, to get it done and dusted, but that is providing that they don't get another delay. Another rain delay might cause a few problems, so we'll keep an eye on that for you as well. In terms of the later matches, this is the only game that's kicking off this afternoon. Later games in this particular group, Finland-Denmark at 5 o'clock. That's a big game, isn't it? Between 2 of the teams that really fancy their chances of qualifying. And then in Group B, the Republic of Ireland take on the Netherlands. That one's at 7:45. And that is a game that you feel the Republic really need to win if they're to make any sort of progress from that group. Of course, France, the other team in that group, who look as if they're going to go through to the finals. And Slovenia, who beat Northern Ireland during the week, they go to San Marino, as I mentioned. That one's also a 7:45 kickoff. And you would expect Slovenia to leave with all 3 points. Paul Smith was a bright spark when he came on the other night. Warren, would you like to see him again?
I think so. It just says the Jim there that you can tell when there's been one offside in the game, and I think it's, for me, I've said this for a while, it's a dying breed in football now to get a striker to run in behind. Something needs to change. He come on the other night, he's got energy, he's quick, slippy service. You've seen the pitch, it's fast. I would put him on. He'll give 100% the kid. He's in good form with his club as well. And I think something needs to change.
Yeah. Would you stick with the shape of the team, Jim, or would you tinker a little bit, or what would you do?
I think he'll stick with the shape of the team for now, but I think he will generally look then to bring, I think Josh McGuinness will be an option.
Kennedy hasn't really been in the game this
Hasn't seen enough of the ball, Joe. We haven't fed him enough. I think the times that he has landed on it, he's been positive. Just haven't seen enough of them. And Conor McMenamin's done great at times. Again, just final ball, just picking out people in the box. I think he certainly has that quality. Paul Smith probably will be an option quickly. Josh then maybe thrown on to go maybe a 4-4-2 and throw caution to the wind. At the end of the day, this isn't you've got to win the game, or you've got to get something from the game. It's always a difficult one. The second game, after losing the first one, there was that sort of lethargy in the group to start off with, but it's a game that they've shown there are glimpses in the game where they can certainly hurt Kazakhstan.
Yeah, you could be in a position where we're losing 5 competitive internationals in a row for the first time since 2012, and the fifth game in that sequence was actually Michael O'Neill's first competitive match in charge during his first spell. That defeat was in Moscow against Russia. There they are. The players are coming back out. We'll keep an eye on the screen because, of course, we're relying on the feed of the pictures to tell us what's happening. I see Kazakhstan are making a change. Haven't seen any sign of one for Northern Ireland as yet, but our commentary team will keep us up to date. John O'Neill and Michael McNamee.
Yes, that change is Borgovsky, the man on the left-hand side, is going off. Timur Dozma Gambatov is on. Delight for him. Jordan Thompson is on for Northern Ireland and has replaced George Saville. Two-time World Cup player John O'Neill. And Paul Smith is on as well. So Smith is on too. We're seeing the substitutes come on at the same time as TV viewers as well. So Paul Smith is on and Jordan Thompson is on, and Conor McMenamin has gone off.
That's
so McMenamin and Saville off for Northern Ireland, Smith and Thompson on.
I was just laughing there, Michael. We were hoping that the number 18 wasn't going to come on. Could you imagine trying to get his name in the back of a jersey?
So the German referee has blown the whistle. Northern Ireland in their green tops, white shorts and green socks. As we look at the screen here in Belfast, they're playing from right to left and all in yellow, Kazakhstan. And immediately there was a handball on this near side given against I think, was that Matty Kennedy?
Yeah, it's just bounced up off the turf and hit him on the hand.
So it's Peacock Farrell in goal for Northern Ireland, and if we're assuming for the sake of argument that it's 4-3-3, we'll just wait and see from this free kick what comes, because Kazakhstan have this free kick on this near side, their right hand side. We're in the opening minute of the second half. It's swung in by Haji Bergen, bounces and flicks off the head of the defender. That was an important interception from Daniel Ballard.
I tell you, that was a great free kick. Ballard's had to head that almost 2 yards off his goal line.
It's a big Bailey Peacock Farrell goal. McNair, Ballard, Evans and Hume, McCann, and it's now the man on Thompson in the middle of the park with Shea Charles. McMenamin's been replaced with Paul Smith. Kennedy's on the other side and Washington's up front. Corner by Kazakhstan on the right hand side. Northern Ireland haven't settled at all in the opening minute and a half of this second half. Overhead kick looking for the corner, taking Haji Bergen. Still on the edge of the Northern Ireland half. The referee from Germany, Daniel Slager, has blown. That'll be a free kick for the visitors, who trail by 1-0. It's Shatsky in goal. Tabalov, Bistrov, Marokyan, Alip, and now Dozma Gambatov, the substitute. In midfield, Zanudinov, Bezebekov, Tajiberg and the captain, and Orzov Samorodov, the goal scorer and the goal saver right at the end of the half. He's wearing number 10 and he's on a yellow card. The only player so far to receive one from the German referee. The ball's out of play on the far side. John O'Neill. Yeah,
it's a long ball from Trey Hume to try and set Washington off down the right hand side. Defender gets there first, but he's got nowhere to go but to put it into the for throw in, and we think Smith has got a throw in.
Yeah, we saw a long throw from him on Thursday night. He's got terrific long throw. I'm looking for Ballard. Ballard wins the header way by the defence of Kazakhstan. Shea Charles jumping and nodded forward by the men in yellow. Remember, it's a plastic surface in Astana, 30,000 Astana Arena. The roof is open. Terrible ball conceded by Bailey Peacock Farrell halfway inside his own half, out of his goal area. Eventually picked up by McNair on the right hand side, and this is Shea Charles. Charles chipping the ball forward, looking for Smith to make that run. He made a couple of great runs later on in Ljubljana. Didn't provide a killer final ball in though, and it's going to be another long throw from Smith.
We've got to react a lot better than this, because he's thrown it right into the 6 yard box and Ballard's gone up, and neither him nor the centre half won it, but there wasn't a green shirt within 5 yards of it, and it was easy for the Kazakhstan defence to clear it.
Remember, Smith is the birthday boy, 26 today. Long throw into the penalty area looking for Ballard. Doesn't win the header on this occasion. Here goes Charles. Not a great connection. Great save by the goalkeeper from Washington. It was a poor shot in, but Washington got on the end of it.
nearly forced it wide of Shatsky, but a great save by the Kazakhstan goalkeeper, and Washington can't believe it.
He did well. I mean, Shea Charles hits from about 10 yards outside the 18-yard box, completely miskicks it, but it kicks it straight into the path of Washington, who swung at it first time. He makes good contact. Well, you've got to say the goalkeeper's done really well getting down to his left-hand side.
Northern Ireland were frustrated by a goalkeeper in top form the other night in Ljubljana.
But that's what we were saying at half-time, Michael. You know, Northern Ireland's still well in this game because they're not that good.
We're seeing it again. It was a bobbly sort of shot from Shea Charles, and Washington changed the direction of the ball. Shatsky was going the other way, so he had to dive low to his left to deny that. Yeah, it was a great performance by Jan Oblak, wasn't it, for Slovenia on Thursday? And so far,
that's a good save, isn't it? We've seen it again, Michael.
That's a terrific save by Shatsky, wearing number 12 all in red. Corner kick for Northern Ireland, their left-hand side, or it's a free kick. Curled into the area, nodded away by the defence and hoofed upfield by the men in yellow, where it'll be picked up by Trey Hume. Back to Shea Charles to substitute Jordan Thompson. Thompson this evening winning his 31st cap, plays for Stoke City, and here he is, number 15 on his back. Gets the ball out to that right hand side, and Paddy McNair with the plastic mask on chips it, looking for somebody in the penalty area. The goalkeeper's made a hash of it, and the defence eventually slash it out of play, and Northern Ireland just need the break of the ball inside the penalty area.
That's right, Michael. They're not getting the break. The goalkeeper's come out, he's made a hash of it, and it falls to McCann on the edge of the 18-yard box, and again his first touch just takes it a little bit too far away from him, and he can't get the shot in, and they were able to get it out for a throw in. It's a good start. Northern
Ireland really have got to find the net when they dominated the last sort of 5 or 6 minutes of the first half, and after a brief period of sort of girding their loins, they're back at it now in this second half. We've played 5.5 minutes, still 1-0 to Kazakhstan. Northern Ireland with Smith down the right hand side. Is he going to get the cross in? He does get the cross in. Chested down by the defender at the near post. So already Paul Smith is seeing some of the ball, wearing 8 on his back. Kazakhstan can't get the ball out of the final quarter of the pitch.
Oh, that's good play.
They're playing well though, right down by the corner flag, interchanging passes. Jordan Thompson's won the ball back though for Smith, who slips the ball past his man, goes down to the floors looking for the free kick. Michael O'Neill has got his arms out as well, but the German referee says 9.
Yeah, I think he's gone down a little bit too easy. But again, he's sort of carried on from where he left off the other night. I mean, he had no right to get that cross in. There was 2 yellow jerseys in front of him.
One of the advantages, John, 2 of the advantages of doing them in the booth here in Belfast, you can slip out to the little boys' room at half-time, but also get a cup of tea.
Yeah, that must be the only thing, because there's times here, Michael, when we don't know what's happening, because you're only seeing what the...
To be fair, the match director's been pretty good so far this evening. Hasn't covered up too much of the live action. We've had that as a problem back in COVID times, and that's a challenge on this near side. The 2 number 19, Shea Charles on Zanudinov. And we're back seeing the Kazakhstan coaches.
They should make
Granny's obviously texted in to say haven't seen him so far in the second half, so there is Ariev.
They should make the manager sit in the dugout. You're not allowed out.
Oh, don't start.
I don't know what the directors would do then.
We'll get Masters Feeney and Magilton on
he was
events
good earlier,
around
wasn't
the dugouts of the Irish League with all these new regulations and stipulations. Northern Ireland play the ball back to Billy Peacock Farrell, who's all in black this evening. On this shiny plastic surface that I think certainly the boys mentioned helped that shot from Samorodov. Zoom into the bottom corner of the net. It was a good clean strike, good header, won defensively by Kazakhstan, but it's going to break for Ali McCann inside the centre circle. He's appealing for handball. It was right in front of the German referee, who's in turquoise and black, quickly taken by Ali McCann out to that right hand side. Here come Northern Ireland with Shea Charles. Shea Charles trying to slot it past his man, and that's going to be a free kick. There's not going to be a free kick for obstruction. Kazakhstan have it inside their own penalty area. Cleared upfield down there left hand side. The chase is on, but Ballard should be first to the ball. He's just helping it back towards Billy Peacock Farrell, who's foots it right footed off the forehead of Johnny Evans back to Ballard.
Great play.
And it's now with the Northern Ireland captain Johnny Evans. He's got distinctive orange boots, and he launches it long down that right hand side looking for Connor Washington. Washington's the man waiting for support. 3 or 4 green shirts now arrive. Washington's done well. But the yellow shirt defenders are back. Paddy McNair back to Washington, right hand side, finding Smith. Here comes the cross, the header nearly in by McCann. Good defensive header out for a corner kick, and Bistroff and McCann I think clashed heads. Bistroff has come off the worst.
Bistroff needed to be there. It was a great crossing by Smith, and great effort by McCann to get across him. Good defending. This is a tremendous start. This is the best period of play we've had in the game.
Wasn't a bad clash of heads. Both players are back on their feet, and they're waiting now as this corner is going to come in from Jordan Thompson on the Northern Ireland right hand side. We've played nearly 9 minutes in the second half. Northern Ireland trailing by a goal to 0, looking for an equaliser at the Astana Arena. Here it comes from Thompson, hangs it high, looking for Ali McCann. I don't know why, because he's not the tallest fella, and it doesn't work at all, and takes a deflection of Matty Kennedy out for a goal kick.
I mean, Thompson's just totally overhit that corner. I mean, it's almost come back to the side of the 18-yard box, and of all people to be on the end of it, McCann was never going to be able to do anything with that.
I wonder if any discussions or approaches ever been made to Ollie Norwood since he hung up his international boots. Long ball out by Kazakhstan, rolls out of play, and they're going to make another change with the midfielder Islambek Kouat, who's an experienced player. He'll be winning his 50th cap. He's already scored 6 international goals. He's got a receding hairline, and he's about to replace, I wonder, is it going to be Samorodov or one of the others who's been in the wars? Another great shot of Magomed Ariev, and a shot also of the green and white arm, and it is indeed Samorodov,
the goals,
who's coming off. So changes in the final third for Kazakhstan, but a very experienced player to come on. Kouat, 6 international goals, and still
he's down on the ground. I wonder, does he know he's been substituted?
He doesn't. Currently doesn't quite know where he is. He's looking a bit dazed. The goal scorer and goal saver. He's done a job tonight in terms of
both ends
of keeping the score at 1-0, and he's making way with that wrist protector, the black wrist protector that made him such a distinctive figure. We're seeing another replay of his well-struck goal.
It is a great
goal. He made the little
Michael,
heart symbol to the home fans who enjoyed that, and crossed himself a few times as well. So he's making way, Samorodov, in the 11th minute of the second half. And Kouat, wearing number 5, is coming on. And a warm round of applause and a hug and a pat in the back from his coach too. So let's see how that changes things, and who's going to be the most advanced player now for Kazakhstan, the men in yellow. We've played 10.5 minutes in the second half, and Shea Charles has lost the ball, but it's headed away by Ballard and stabbed forward by Kazakhstan. Receiving the ball back is number 21 by Zebekov, and they have possession through Alip inside the centre circle. Remember, we were saying at the end of the first half, second goal in this game has to be the men in green. Very difficult to see Northern Ireland coming back from 2 goals down as they play the back pass to Billy Peacock Farrell, who helps it on its way out to that far side, and Paddy McNair still inside his own penalty area. He's conceded possession, and Alip on the left for Kazakhstan. Infield, a little bit of room inside of Bistroff. Bistroff plays it out to that right hand side. Tapaloff will do well to keep that in, and he doesn't.
No, he's never going to keep that in. That wee break of plays just took the momentum out of Northern Ireland at the minute. Let Kazakhstan into it a little bit.
Just joined us, Paul Smith and Jordan Thompson were half-time substitutes for Northern Ireland, replacing Saville and McMenamin. And the goal was scored in the 27th minute by the fellow for Kazakhstan who's just gone off, Samorodov. Northern Ireland nearly scored an equaliser 5 minutes from the end of the first half, but a wonderful piece of defensive play by Samorodov to clear the ball away. And it looked as though Conor McMenamin was going to tap in for his first senior international goal, and the ball is out of play for a throw-in. And Paul Smith there, very dapper, gingerish beard, and dark hair above. He's back at QPR. And he's looking to revive his international career, which of course started 5 years ago with that backflip and the goal inside 4 minutes against was it South Korea? It's Hugh on the left hand side has won the throw in for Northern Ireland, wearing number 3, looking around to see what he can do with this throw in, who's making any movement in front of him. He's thrown it to Kazakhstan players, giving the ball back to him. He's conceded possession as well. What the stats are for giving the ball away tonight is an awful lot of it. It's attempted pass on the far side, chance now, shot comes in wide of the post,
And I think that was it Little Smith popping up there on the right hand side? It was right hand side of the area. Had a real cracking goal, sort of David Healy position 2005.
It was like pinball in there.
Put it well wide in the end.
It was bouncing off everybody, and then all of a sudden the ball breaks to Smith out there with a little bit of room, and it
was a definite shot and goal that he could completely wrong.
Totally wrong.
Or else it was a very, very hard struck cross for
Washington. Was never
10 yards in front of Connor Washington. Either way, it was one neither fish nor foul. But ball still inside the Kazakhstan half. They're able to help it out. There's room for the man on the left, who's the substitute, Dozma Gambatov.
Well, they sort of weathered that little 10-minute spell that Northern Ireland had, and they've come back into the game now.
Remember, TV highlights tonight, BBC One at 10:30. We're here on Radio Ulster and BBC Sounds as well. Kazakhstan leading by a 1-0 Group H qualifier, and I would suspect a defeat tonight will put the mathematics to bed as well for Northern Ireland. It would be 5 qualifying defeats in a row. Kazakhstan are looking to make 2-0 now because they've got room on the left hand side and a real chance for the substitute to get a shot in, and he shoots wide as well. That was as wide as Smith's the other time. Kwat saying, "Why didn't you pass to me?"
I think he's looking for a penalty, Michael.
Well, I can't. It was
but you're right.
The two substitutes linking up to Dozma Gambatov got the cross in. Kwat goes down under the challenge of Trey Hume.
I think it's McNair just there. No, you're right, it is Hume.
It's Hume.
But I couldn't see any contact at all. No. I think he's dived for the ball.
He took a dive, I think,
claiming for it, He's still claiming.
Hold on, we're going to VAR. We're going to VAR. Wake up the Portuguese fella, Thiago Martins.
It's over.
It's over. Been and gone. He was right. He was right on it. Thiago.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was watching, Murder She Wrote or something Sunday afternoon. That's the sort of thing you watch, isn't it? Ball's out of play on this near side. It's been a scrappy start of the second half. Northern Ireland have put the ball out for a throw in.
I've never watched Murder She Wrote, and certainly not.
You'd never been in a Lidl. Had you? Took you to Lidl, and that's another foul throw.
It is, yeah.
Took John to Lidl in Slovenia.
First time ever.
We know how to live. That's the second foul throw of the I'm going to say night in the Astana of the afternoon here in Belfast. But either way, Northern Ireland have one possession back. They're over the halfway line. It's little Paul Smith taking on the defender. It's Smith up against Alip. He's trying to get round the back. Gets the cross in. Doesn't find a green shirt. It's bouncing around there. Matty Kennedy's looking for it to drop. Shea Charles with a shot.
Same again.
Bounces along the ground into the goalkeeper's hands.
He's hit it into the ground from maybe 25 yards out, and it's gone straight to the keeper. But again, great pace by Smith down the right hand side. Not looking this time to get round the fullback. He hits it.
It's a good job Moroccan didn't get his head on that. He might have deflected it wide to the goalkeeper. As it was, Shea Charles' shot was straight at Shatsky, and they're trying to play the ball out from their own penalty area, and they've got it out to that left hand side. Still 1-0. We've a half an hour left to play in Astana.
Oh dear me, that's awful.
Kazakhstan have nearly given the two sides not in prime form and not in the top rank of senior men's international football. You've got to say, long ball forward is Tapilov onside. He's popped up by the corner flag. Crunching challenge to put the ball out of play by Trey Hume, and that'll be a throw in a couple of yards from the right hand corner flag for Kazakhstan.
It was a great ball out from the back, but at the end of the day, I don't think Tapilov fancied it when he saw Hume coming in at pace.
But he has won the throw in. We see a pensive and gum chewing Michael O'Neill watching now as Tapilov, a squat figure with dark hair, gets the ball back from the throw in. He's 3 yards from the corner flag, gets the cross in. It's a dangerous one, headed away by a Northern Ireland defender there at the back post. I think it might have been Paddy McNair. Shot comes in, or as a cross comes shot, and Billy Peacock-Farrell hasn't gone for it, and it had to be cleared by Daniel Ballard. Absolute chaos there.
I don't know why Peacock didn't go and pick that up. Was it face the ball that beat them? It's gone right across the 6 yard box. It's amazing. I don't think
there's an offside flag, was there?
I don't think so, no.
And it was the substitute who couldn't believe it, Dozma Gambatov, and we're about to see Jordan Jones, another dapper beard, and he's replacing a fellow who looks a bit like him, Matty Kennedy. So Jordan Jones is back on to win his 19th cap, looking for his first competitive goal for Northern Ireland.
But I mean, there's very little to choose between these two sides, Michael. I don't know whether they're as good as one another or as bad as one another, but certainly the number of times the ball's been given away unnecessarily has been, it really is too much for international level.
Jordan Jones, 28 years old, Wigan Athletic. Of course, he's been out on loan to various places. Made his debut against Switzerland 2017. As we see shots of the mixed men, women and children in the Kazakhstan crowd. And the main thing to remember is that his last goal came in that game against Malta, May 2021, that friendly international. So he has one goal, but he's looking for a first competitive strike, Jordan Jones. And again, a man a bit like Matty Kennedy and Paul Smith, looking to revive what's been a stop-start international career. He got off to a flyer. Do you remember in Basel? We thought he was going to be a world beater, and he's never really repeated that sort of pacer form.
There's been a few of those come and gone in the Northern Ireland side, which is strange over the years. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, there's fellas coming and going. Alfie McCalmont, Charlie McCann, he's been and gone. Sean Goss has been and gone. I haven't really had a look at some of them.
I know.
Been on the bench. Carl Johnson appeared sort of in the summer as well, has disappeared just as quickly. And Northern Ireland, 64 minutes gone, looking for an equalising goal. And they're trying to build down that right-hand side. They flicked it into the path, and they have it down by that right-hand corner flag. And Smith's trying to get the ball in towards Washington, corner of the penalty area. Washington was back to goal. Here comes the cross from the right. It deflects, pinball all over the place, and lucky for Kazakhstan it didn't fall to green shirt. They're holding on here. Northern Ireland just need a deflection or something to fall their way. They're attacking now. Here's Shea Charles has taken off his toe, and he just hasn't been quite at the ballpark. Picked up by Bollard on the Northern Ireland right. This is a moment for Northern Ireland to find the equaliser. Ali McCann, edge of the penalty area, trying to get out to that right hand side, and here is Paddy McNair. And this is Paul Smith on the right hand side taking on the defender, gets it, brilliant cross to the back post. Not a brilliant cross, straight into the hands of the goalkeeper, but he did well to beat his man.
Yeah, he's been very tightly marked there. We're just not attacking the ball, we're reacting rather than being proactive. But again, good play, good build up. Washington's starting to link up a bit with McNair and bring the team up the field. And you're right, when that cross came in, it could have went anywhere, and unfortunately the luck, it seems to have deserted Michael O'Neill. Michael O'Neill there has happened again.
Jordan Jones' first cap since November 2021, as the free kick has been given in the middle of the park. Ali McCann down under the challenge, and that was the substitute. Does my gambit off, has given it away, and Northern Ireland have just under 25 minutes of normal time to try and find a goal or two, and they're certainly playing the better at the minute. Just as I said, they've given the ball away, and that, well, it might have been a free kick. It possibly is a free kick against Thompson for the shoulder charge, but no, Play-ons is the referee. Thompson has it and gets a little bit of retribution from Tapaloff, who thought that
I think
the free kick should have been given.
there, Michael,
that was a free kick. It should have been a free kick against Thompson.
But
German official made a bit of a mess of that.
But again, disastrous ball from Trey Hume under no pressure.
It was just a telling off to Tapaloff, and Northern Ireland have possession inside the centre circle, forward by Trey Hume. Washington linking up with Hume again. This is promising, just as I say that. He was trying to stab it into the path of Jordan Jones. I don't think he's touched the ball since coming on, but here he is now on the ball. Jordan Jones wearing 11, Shane Ferguson's regular number, but he's of course on that long list of injured. Thompson keeps it in, trying to work it into the path of Jordan Jones. There's two defenders with him on the left hand side. One of the defenders wins the ball back and clears it, and a flick on that left hand side, and I think that's Kouat who gets it forward. And this is good build up play inside their own half by Kazakhstan. Orazov had made the run forward on the right, but nobody picked him up, nobody saw it, because the ball is on the Kazakhstan left hand side. We're in the 67th minute, Kazakhstan 1-0 up. That goal scored in the feels an eternity ago, doesn't it? 27th minute they scored that goal for Samorodov, who effected a wonderful clearance off the line right at the end of the first half. And they've given the ball away. Kazakhstan opportunity now. That was a poor pass though, and the race is on for Shea Charles, and Charles has done very well to flick the ball into the path of Washington. Strikes the shot, deflects away by the defender, and that was unfortunate. Brilliant work by Shea Charles to create a chance out of virtually nothing for Conor Washington.
It's this whole second half has been all Northern Ireland, and again we just can't find that magic moment which is going to turn it into a goal.
So a really confusing caption went up there. I think the graphics were all over the place. It looked like a clue from Only Connect. There were just numbers all over the place. I think the director realised it made no sense and took it off the screen almost immediately.
Only Connect.
Here we go on the left hand side. Jordan Jones gets it on his right foot, curls the cross straight into the hands of the goalkeeper.
As I say, Michael, when you get to the edge of the 18-yard box, the quality has been poor.
And Shatsky, as is his absolute right, he's taking an eternity to get rid of the ball.
You know, we've played well until we got to 18-yard box, so it's important now that we keep this going. And you know, the back three have got to make sure that we do not give anything away here, because we're definitely in this game. He's got a free kick against Johnny Evans.
Johnny Evans for the challenge on Zanudinev.
Both of them were at it, you know.
Hey, ref, let's hope we don't hear anything beyond that from Johnny Evans. But
look, he's backed into him. Well, David,
he's got his arms around him.
Yeah, but he feels he's the
6.5, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's been backed into all the time. So and obviously the forwards are always going to get the score. The
better ex-centre back there. Another change for Kazakhstan. Darabayev coming on. Aslan Darabayev winning his 20th cap. He scored 1 goal, and he is about to make his first contribution to this game. He normally plays in midfield, and we're about to see another man with a fine moustache, Josh McGuinness, coming on for the last 20 minutes or so. But first of all, Taji Bergen, the Kazakhstan captain, is going to take this free kick from the right hand side, curls it into the area, it's threatening, fine diving header away. I think that was Ballard again.
Yeah. He's done that on a few occasions, got on the end of it, watched the ball coming in.
Double change, we're going to see Malye as well, another defender winning his 65th cap. So there's more experience on this Kazakhstan bench than there is in the Northern Ireland one. And I think manager Ariev has seen what's been happening in the last sort of 10 or 15 minutes and is wanting to stabilise his defensive forces,
strengthen it a little
and
bit.
hold what he has. He has
That's
the one. That's another foul throw. Is it
he's got it this time.
Final?
Yeah, finally he's decided this. That's 3 in a row.
Yep.
You know, and he.
Well, it wasn't the same fella, because that's the substitute who's only relatively recently on. There was certainly at least one foul throw.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that was Tapaloff. Maybe I
think the 3
him
came from
three
him
times.
on the right hand side in the first half.
And it's Ali McCann making way, and Josh McGuinness, he's on cap number 73, along with it's now Cathcart, isn't it, plus Jimmy Nicholl and Niall McGinn, I think, off the top of my head. Marshall Gillespie's shouting at his radio as I get all his lovely stats all wrong, but I have got the list here, and I think 73 is a big number in terms of international appearances. It is indeed 13th equal. Craig Cathcart, Niall McGinn, Jimmy Nicholl, and now Josh McGuinness. And how McGuinness would love to score goal number 11, and that would put him up the goal scoring charts as well, of all-time goal scorers for Northern Ireland, and heading up towards second spot. 11 would put him alongside Ollie Stanfield into the sort of top 10, top 11, if McGuinness could find a goal in the last 20 minutes.
I've no more foul throws from him, and they took him off.
Tapaloff's gone, is he? He's off. Tap's off.
Is right.
It's going to be where are we? Where's the ball gone? Bistroff is going to get it. Another throw in. We haven't escaped this bottom corner of the pitch for a while. And Bistroff, number 4. Another of these short, squat, dark-haired Kazakhstan players winding up for the long throw from the right-hand side into the penalty area. There's a Kazakhstan player's gone down. Home fans appealing for a penalty. Didn't see much in it. Play continues. German match official watching as Kazakhstan kick the ball out of play on this near side. Dear me.
See, this really gets me.
Kazakhstan quite happy for the game to break up,
bringing all these substitutions does just that. It just knocks Northern Ireland out of their stride. They're able to bring on a few to try and shore up the defence a little bit, but the momentum's gone from Northern Ireland at the minute.
There's McGuinness getting his first touch, but it's all the way back by Kazakhstan to goalkeeper Shatsky, who made that brilliant save to deny Conor Washington earlier in the half. Smashed upfield by Darabayev, and it should be into the waiting hands of Billy Peacock Farrell at the edge of his penalty area. Man all in black bowls it out. Just under 20 minutes left to play in Astana. Northern Ireland looking for an equaliser, otherwise it's 5 qualifying defeats in a row after that 2-0 win in San Marino. That feels like an eternity ago.
Doesn't it?
Johnny Evans standing with the ball outside the penalty area. It's back to the feet of Billy Peacock Farrell. Clears left-footed, looking for Jordan Jones. It was a lovely pass. Jones, as he got the beating of the full-back Bistroff. He has Jordan Jones. He's going to get the cross in. Is there anybody there at the near post taken off the toe of Conor Washington? Back with Jones on the left-hand side. Jordan Thompson now, and he goes down under the challenge. That could be a yellow card for the substitute. Does Magamba off, or was it the skipper?
It was the skipper.
It was the skipper. Just saw the 8, thought it was 18, but Taji Bergen goes into the referee's notebook joining.
And you knew exactly what he was doing, because
took one for the team.
Yeah, Thompson was going into the box at pace there, and he made the challenge right on the edge.
So Tadji Bergen, the skipper, got a yellow card. Samorodov, also the man who was substituted, one of the men who was substituted, he's in the referee's notebook. And it's Thompson and Jordan Jones standing over this free kick. It's on the left-hand apex of the 18-yard box. Ballard is up, Evans is up, obviously McGuinness is up as well. There's a 3-man defensive wall cutting off the near post. It's going to be Thompson with a left foot to the back post, diving punch away by Shatsky as far as Paul Smith outside the penalty area. So the immediate danger is cleared by Kazakhstan. It's back out on this left-hand side for Jordan Jones. Jones up against Orazov. Ball infield to Jordan Thompson across to Shea Charles. They're switching the angle of the attack to the right-hand side. It's back in midfield though with Charles. Northern Ireland patient in the build-up. Jordan Thompson finds Trey Hume. Hume left-hand side. He has support from Jones, but there's just too many defenders around him. Northern Ireland trying to curl the ball into the edge of the penalty area. Touchdown by Josh McGuinness. Thompson's back on his feet after going down under the challenge. Is out there with Paddy McNair, the man with the protective face mask on. I suspect that's little Paul Smith getting the ball now and getting the cross into the back post, but it's going to be guided out of play at the expense of a throw-in. Northern Ireland at the moment on top, looking for an equaliser in Astana.
Yeah, they're camped in their half at the minute, and they've been very patient. You know, they're probing on one wing and then the other, but again, we just can't get that killer ball.
It's out to that right hand side where Paddy McNair has gone forward. He receives the pass from Jordan Thompson, tries to get the cross in. The flag is coming up, and it is out of play, and McNair can't believe it. And the German assistant referee points exactly to the spot where the ball was out of play, and we're seeing a replay of that diving and dramatic two-fisted punch by Igor Shatsky. He didn't need to do that. He could have lifted that up. What would Pat Jennings say about that?
It was a really poor
ludicrous
cross,
piece of goalkeeping. A show-off. It's a show-off dive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Could have caught that. There was nobody near him. Easily caught that ball. Anyway, 15 minutes to go. Northern Ireland still trailing by a goal to nil in Astana, Group H of European Championship qualifying. And if you take San Marino out of it, if you disregard them, regard Group H as a 5-team league, Northern Ireland would be sitting at the minute on no points at all. Their only points, that 2-0 victory for San Marino. Kazakhstan would be extremely happy because this victory, if it stays as it is, would move them on to 12 points, level with Finland, who kick off at 5 o'clock against Denmark in Helsinki. A big game in Group H. That one, the man was offside, Quat, so he didn't run forward for that ball, and it's played back by Johnny Evans to Billy Peacock Farrell.
They seem, when they get the ball, Michael, they seem to be going at a little bit, quicker pace than Northern Ireland. Our build-up has been slow and measured, but to be fair to Northern Ireland, they've dominated this half. We just can't get the opportunity to get a goal back. It's been poor crosses or poor finishes.
Northern Ireland used to be the kings of the late goal, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
A fair few have scored them down through the years. I think Kyle Lafferty, that vital goal at Windsor Park, the equaliser in the European Championship campaign against Hungary. Josh McGuinness got a few as well off the bench.
See, Washington's got to do better there.
No, they caught possession up. They nearly did, but the men in yellow retain the ball inside their own half on that shiny plastic surface. Bistrov is going to play it back to Shatsky. He's been put under a little bit of pressure, but is able to clear the lines. And a header one. I think there was a clash of heads. Coat has going to the yellow card. I think it was an elbow on Trey Hume, was it, who's gone down?
Yeah, I
Hume
think he
certainly
just led
felt
with an
it.
elbow.
So the substitute is going to go into the referee's notebook, and he is booked. I think it was. Wasn't it Hume?
Yeah, I think
can't get his feet now. The director's more keen to show Coat protesting to the German match official. And it was. Really it was a blatant elbow. Really blatant elbow by Coat on Trey Hume.
As soon as they lose the ball, now Michael, they're getting everybody
Thompson's been
behind.
given instructions by Michael O'Neill. Hume is going to take this free kick. We're seeing the challenge again. Yeah, he left his elbow in, Quat. Thought the referee wasn't watching. They play it short. Hume, free kick, curls it in. That's a nothing sort of a ball, and easily picked up and cleared by Tadji Bergen. And a chase back, and Billy Peacock Farrell's well out of his goal and nods it into the path of Shea Charles, now playing as in a defensive role. He certainly seems to be further back than normal, but here he is on the ball on the halfway line. Johnny Evans is free in the centre circle, and we've just over 12 minutes of normal time left to play in Astana. It's Kazakhstan 1, Northern Ireland 0.
Yeah, I think Northern Ireland are trying to push a little bit. Evans is very far forward, but to be quite honest,
he took his goal well on Thursday, didn't he, against Slovenia?
But I'd much rather see Charles further up the field than Evans. But say, as soon as they lose the ball, they're just falling back, and trying to make it very, very difficult, trying to get us to play through it. I always think that's dodgy at times. There's still 10 or 15 minutes, depending on the injury time.
Mittenhare gets it out to that right hand side, still a couple of yards inside the Kazakhstan half, and here is Johnny Evans with some room in front of me, crosses the halfway line, chips it forward with the left foot. That's a difficult one, but well controlled by Josh McGuinness. He finds Paddy McNair on the right hand side, infield to Jordan Thompson. Johnny Evans is looking for the ball. He's almost playing as a midfield role now. Johnny Evans, the captain, forward. Out to this left hand side where Jordan Jones is up against Baistrov. Jones onto the right foot, curls the cross in, and again bounces straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. There's nobody. Is that the wrong ball, or is there nobody making the wrong?
If you're coming inside as a centre half or a defender, I'm thinking great, because I know exactly. I'm looking at the ball. I know where my goal is, and it's easy to defend. Once you go round the fullback, everything changes. You're running towards your own goal, and it makes it more difficult to defend.
They'd just be too hopeful balls by Jones, hoping that somebody's making a run.
That something's going to happen there, yeah.
But a real look of frustration and annoyance on the face of Michael O'Neill.
Yeah, you saw that on the touchline.
Kazakhstan looking for a second goal. I'm not going to say they've barely threatened Peacock Farrell's goal in the second half, because we know what happens after a stupid commentator says something as reckless as that. But
they haven't threatened.
Stop it, you! How long have you been doing this? Illegal challenge by Shea Charles inside the centre circle. Kazakhstan free kick. They're leading by just the single goal.
This basically sums up Northern Ireland's campaign.
Long ball out to that left hand side. Somebody's made a long run, keeps the ball in. No, he doesn't keep the ball in. Does keep the ball in? No, he doesn't.
Look well out.
I think look well out. Anyway, play continues. If this was going to the net, I think there's going to be a VAR look at whether the ball had crossed the line. Long range shot. Good diving save. Loda is right by Billy Peacock Farrell. Don't know if it was going in. Opportunity is still inside the Northern Ireland penalty area, but it should be Jordan Jones poking it and clearing it forward to Shea Charles on this left hand side. The coach Adiev appealing for a throw in, but Shea Charles takes it quickly. And Adiev, he's a master of the mime, isn't he? And the frustrated body language, hands in pockets, striding about. That'll be a throw in on this near side. We're seeing it again, that long range shot. It was going in. Good save by Peacock Farrell.
Peacock Farrell needed to get down there at his right hand post.
The shot was coming in from the skipper Tadji Bergen.
Yeah, I think it bounced
struck it well, right footed.
Michael, It's a good save.
We haven't seen any long range shooting by Northern Ireland, really, any accurate long range shooting. And Dion Charles is on for the last 10 minutes. He slipped on while the director wasn't really paying attention. Washington's gone off, so Dion Charles, scorer of those two goals against San Marino, he's on, winning his 19th cap. Was substituted at half time in Ljubljana on Thursday evening, and we see a frustrated Conor Washington having words with Conor McMenamin, the two Conors sitting on the bench. And is one of the subs going to be the late hero in Astana for Northern Ireland? Long ball forward, and that's a bad piece of control, picked up by Josh McGuinness out to Smith on the right hand side. Dion Charles inside the penalty area. Could he score with his first touch? Smith's going well. He's got the cross in, deflected away by the defender, and again it just doesn't fall to a green jersey.
Somebody, Michael, has got to get a
somebody's going to get a final ball post. Finally for Northern Ireland.
Well, to be fair to White, he's kept putting them in, but somebody's got to get across the near post.
It's Northern Ireland with Paddy McNair on that right hand side. Infield waiting the ball is Paul Smith. He's out on that right hand side waiting to get the pass. He's brought two defenders with him down under the challenge.
That's an awful tackle.
And he's clutching his shin. Is Paul Smith, and the substitute, he likes to get stuck in. The number 18 does Magambatoff, along with his captain, unceremoniously put Smith to the floor. That was a bad challenge by the substitute, wasn't it? That'll be a free kick to Northern Ireland a couple of yards in. Was there a card shown while we were seeing that replay? I don't think so.
Not sure.
Difficult to tell sometimes. We missed a goal, live goal scored. We're seeing too many replays. Right, 8 minutes of normal time left to play. Northern Ireland looking for an equaliser. Free kick, right hand side, a yard in from the touchline. Jordan Thompson hoisted into the penalty area. Daniel Ballard's jumping. The defender wins it. I think Ballard was guilty of a tug or a push. He's certainly focused on. He's given the free kick away. And the substitute, one of the many substitute, Malyi, is getting to his feet inside the penalty area.
Yeah, I think the cross.
A yellow card for Ballard.
I think he said something to the referee on the way by. I think the cross, the free kick was just, there was too much air on it, and Ballard was having to climb over everybody to try and even get near it.
You see the challenge again. Was it not Ballard into the sort of it didn't hit him in the back of the head the way Malyi.
No, I think the two.
Clumsy challenge, if anything, but he's received a yellow card, I think, for what he said. He's saying, what was that for? What was that for? You could read that. Read his lips. I
think he'd be disappointed if he got a yellow card for the challenge. I thought it was something that he said, because the challenge was just gone up. Both of them had gone
7
up.
minutes of normal time left. Kazakhstan looking for a second goal that would put this Group H qualifier to bed. Trey Hume's nearly been robbed by Bistrov down by the corner flag. Bistrov and Hume battling. It's been back to the feet, worked back to the feet of Zadudadev, who wins the corner off Johnny Evans, and he's appealing to the home fans to make a bit more noise in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, they're going to take
another
their time
sub
here
coming
as
on.
well.
It's the hero of Windsor Park, Ambatov, who's let his beard grow since June, and he's about to come on, and he could be the Northern Ireland's nemesis once more.
I love it when you see the coaches showing them a tablet. I'd love to know what they're telling them. Do they not know what they're supposed to do when they come on?
So a corner for Kazakhstan on the right hand side. All their big men are up. The referee is intervening between Josh McGuinness and two of his opposite numbers, and it's going to be Taji Bergen who's going to take it. He gives an odd signal with both hands, then one hand up in the air. Here comes the corner, swings it in, away by the Northern Ireland defence, only to the edge of the penalty area. Back to Taji Bergen. 6 minutes left. His attempted low drilled cross, I think, hits. Is that Smith, and goes out of play on this near side for a Kazakhstan throw, and they'll be happy just to play the remaining 6 minutes plus inside the Northern Ireland half. Yeah,
they're in the final third of and they haven't been up there that much this second half, so they're going to take their time and try and keep it there, give themselves a little bit of breathing room.
Bistrov thinks it was a long throw.
Looked like a throw in.
Does nobody teach anybody in Kazakhstan how to take throw-ins? Bistrov by the corner flag, back flick, or is off has won the corner.
Yeah, it's infuriating for Northern Ireland.
This is good game management, though, you have to say, for the home side.
Northern Ireland just can't get a hold of the ball. It's in the wrong end of the pitch for them, and the time's slowly ticking down.
Yeah, 5 minutes of normal time left to play. Kazakhstan with another set piece from this right hand side. Another signal given by the captain, Taji Bergen, winning his 48th cap this evening.
I mean, if I was them, I wouldn't put it in the box. I'd take it short.
Here goes the signal once more. Goes to the back post. Everybody's up. A good header one there. I think it was again Ballard. Volley comes in wide, and that'll be a goal kick. And Billy Peacock-Farrell will have to scamper to get that one out. And the Quat who took that shot, and again it was about 10 yards wide. Yeah,
Ballard's done well, Michael. Most of the crosses come in. He's been the one that's had to deal with them.
Well, on another night, Malyi might have got his head to that, deflected it goalwards. Remember TV highlights tonight, if you can endure them, at 10:30 on BBC One. Maybe there might be a dramatic finish to this game. Maybe Northern Ireland might get something out of it. Top two meeting in Helsinki at 5 o'clock, so that's just over an hour's time. Here come Northern Ireland. Lovely run by Shea Charles. The ball just evades him, and that was a fair challenge on him, says the referee.
I thought he clipped him a little bit and knocked him off his stride.
Now ball out to that far side, and Zanudinov with it by the corner flag, the left hand side, and a second goal would kill things off for Kazakhstan. Low shot and easily taken by Billy Peacock-Farrell. I think that came in from Darabiev.
Yeah, take that all day. No power bobbling up to him.
Northern Ireland have to keep the momentum going and restart things quickly. Johnny Evans halfway inside his own half, under 4 minutes of normal time left. Northern Ireland given possession away inside their own half, and a challenge by Dion Charles, who's barely featured since coming on as a substitute, and that's a poor challenge out there on the far side by Duzma Gambatov on Paul Smith, he's been carded for that.
Just that last piece of play there, Johnny Evans has given the ball away, and you could see how frustrated he is. He's putting his head in his hands as if to say, "What am I? Even I'm doing it, you know."
He's some fairly rough treatment, Paul Smith, since coming on as a substitute.
He's been good. He's been sharp out there, Michael, and he's provided some good crosses.
I make that 4 yellow cards this evening for the men in yellow, Kazakhstan. But as it stands, they're doing a 1-0 double over Northern Ireland, John. And it would be 4 1-0 defeats in the space of 5 qualifiers.
Yeah, and you think, it's you're not that far away, but at times, Michael, we've been well beaten,
And there is Ambatov on, the man who got that late winning goal in Belfast back in June. He's coming on for the last couple of minutes. And it was about this point of the match that he scored the winning goal at Windsor Park. So he's come on slightly later than he did at Windsor. but it's going to waste a bit more time, and there's 2 minutes of normal time left to play. We're waiting for the board to go up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you think of the 1-0 defeats, and have we been that well beaten? But
long ball forward the edge of the penalty area, just hopeful that the ball might break to somebody in green. John, sorry for jumping in there, okay. But you're hoping for a long range volley wonder shot or something.
But
might be clutching at straws.
But on the balance of plays of the 4 games, we've just lacked that little bit of quality. And teams that are around the same level of us have had it. You look at the game in Belfast against these. Had they done much until they scored in the last minute? You look at the fact that we go to Denmark and have a goal ruled out in injury time. It's just been so frustrating. You look at the injuries that we've had, and
Michael O'Neill hasn't been really able to put successive
that's right.
same teams out, or even similar teams out.
And that's been infuriating, I think.
Long ball forward by Northern Ireland, looking for the man on the right hand side, who is Josh McGuinness, tussling, and he's been penalised for the challenge on Warovskin.
Yeah, it's they're stopping the game as much as they can, and we're sort of getting more desperate, hitting everything really long and really not getting on the end of it.
1 minute of normal time. We're waiting for the board to go up for the additional minutes to be played. Northern Ireland fans will be hoping it'll be something like 6 or 7, but that might be slightly optimistic.
I would think it might be, Michael. Yeah.
Bounces inside the centre circle. All Kazakhstan have to do is manage this game, manage the last couple of minutes, and they're really back into the spin of Group H, but they've given possession away, and that'll be a yellow card. As a rugby tackle on the near side, another bad challenge coming in, and Bistroff is going to go into the rereferee's notebook.
Yeah, that was a rugby tackle.
Yeah, I'd be more at home on the playing fields of France at the moment. So Bistroff becomes the latest player, and he pulled down Trey Hume. It was so ridiculous. That was a schoolboy. That was a primary school tackle, wasn't it?
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see the stats for possession in the second half, because I think Northern Ireland have totally outplayed them in the second half, but we just can't break them down.
We played the 90 minutes. Still we wait for the board or the numbers to go up. And a long free kick played into the penalty area. Northern Ireland going to snatch a point. 6 minutes, John.
Yeah.
Wasn't overly optimistic, but 6 it is to be played. So time for Northern Ireland to find an equaliser. Paul Smith on the right hand side gets the cross in. Is there anybody there in green? It's bobbling about, but the referee's blown for a challenge inside the penalty area. Kazakhstan man has gone down like he's been hit by a truck.
I mean, this is a joke.
And it's Maroshkin.
That's the first time we've got somebody on the near post. I think it was Charles that went into the tackle. But unfortunately he's given a free kick.
So we are 40 seconds inside those 6 minutes. We're seeing the challenge again by Dion Charles. There was nothing.
It's nothing. I don't think he's
the guy's
totally fallen over.
And the German referee has bought it.
I mean, this is ridiculous here. There's absolutely nothing wrong with him, because
German referee's pointing at his watch saying, I will be adding on these additional seconds, having a discussion with Josh McGuinness. Another shot of the young fans, the sort of ultras of Kazakhstan national team. They think they've got another 3 points against Northern Ireland, and it certainly feels that way.
Yeah, I mean, what a position they put themselves in. And they're not the best side in the world.
They're not the best side in the world, but
if you look at over the 2 games, probably Northern Ireland were the better side, but they took their chances.
Yep. And it was a good goal, and Northern Ireland rub of the green didn't. And they might have got that equaliser just before half time, but it just fall. At the minute, this is.
Do you know what, Michael?
Well, Maroshkin's back. He's back on his feet.
We could still be on air, or we might be off air in this game. Could be still going if they keep up with this.
Yeah, we've 10 minutes. We've 10 minutes left until the 4 o'clock news. We will wrap up pretty sharply.
Look at him now.
He's miraculous recovery. Astonishing.
Oh dear.
Let's hope the German officials watch has taken note of all those wasted seconds, because we're now into the 3rd additional minute, but a minute and a half of those have been spent waiting for Maroshkin to get off his deathbed. And Shatsky clears right-footed. It was the foul by McGuinness that gave that free kick away. Header won by Ballard. The ball's inside the Northern Ireland half. They trailed by a goal to 0 against Kazakhstan. We're into stoppage time. We're at the 3rd minute of 6, but there will be probably another minute and a half to play after that. Long ball slammed forward by Evans. Header was won but couldn't be picked up by Dion Charles, who hasn't really enjoyed himself the last couple of games, as he's barely seen the ball. Paddy McNair played the first half in Ljubljana. Cross comes in from the right hand side, and Jones nearly got in the end of it. Put into the night sky in Astana by the home team, all in yellow. Jumping high as Trey Humes won the ball back. McGuinness, the scrappy stuff on the edge of the area. They clear only as far as Daniel Ballard. Touched by Shea Charles. Ball's going to come in from the right hand side, looking for the man at the back post, and that was it was Jordan Jones. His header goes wide.
Yeah, he's coming.
Oh, there's another Kazakhstan defender going down.
I think he's actually given a free kick here.
Jordan Jones wants to go and help the Kazakhstan player get to his feet, as we see a replay. It was Bistrov who's gone down as Jones came in clattering into the back of him. Probably was a foul.
A foul, yeah,
but I don't think it caused that much damage as Bistrov was making out. Well, Bistrov is back and fit to continue. 3.5 of the 6 gone, plus at least another 90 seconds or 2 minutes.
We do criticise him, Michael, but I have to say, if we were in the same position, I would be saying,
exactly,
stay down, don't
absolutely.
Get up.
All depends which side of the scoreline you're on.
Absolutely.
Cleared upfield by Igor Shatsky, the goalkeeper. Made that brilliant save to deny. That was the big chance in the second half, wasn't it? The Shea Charles shot, wobbly shot that was deflected by Conor Washington. A great save, and now, goodness me, Doz Magambatov has claimed that Paddy McNair's kicked him in the face, which is not the case at all. Paddy McNair is going to get has he got a yellow card? I think he is. Doz Magambatov has done his best to give Paddy McNair a yellow, and he's got a yellow.
I don't know if he's got that from upstairs, because originally it didn't look as if he was going to.
We'll see the replay now, John.
No,
he didn't catch him in the face.
Not even near his face.
Ridiculous. No,
probably
got him on the armpit.
The armpit, yeah. But it's a free kick, but certainly he's gone down holding his head, and he's never touched him anywhere near the head.
So McNair goes into the book. He joins Ballard in terms of the Northern Ireland yellow cards. And they're waiting for this free kick. Billy Peacock Farrell wants 2 on the wall. We've played nearly 5 of the additional 6 minutes. Remember, the next qualifying action for Northern Ireland, October, a double header at the National Stadium at Windsor Park. The 14th home to San Marino, 17th home to Slovenia. You'll hear those on BBC Radio Ulster and BBC Sounds. Now, Taji Bergen, the last minute of the game with this free kick, left hand side, hits it over the bar. Billy Peacock Farrell is racing to get the ball back. He does get the ball back.
Yeah, he struck it well with a lot of pace, Michael, but it was too high.
Always going over. Northern Ireland trying to play it out from the back. They trail by a 1-0. It's going to be a very quick wrap up by Warren Feeney and Jim Magilton with Joel Taggart up to the 4 o'clock news in Northern Ireland. The clock is beating them at the minute, as are Kazakhstan. Johnny Evans, is there one last opportunity for Northern Ireland to grab a late equaliser? It's poked up towards Paddy McNair, smashed away by the Kazakhstan defence out to this near side. It's a very tired looking Shea Charles jogging across to pick the ball up. He plays a hopeful pass towards Jordan Jones, left hand side. Bistrov gets it into the path of the defender. He clears out to this near side, and it's off Shea Charles, and that'll be a Kazakhstan throw in.
Yeah, it's just kick it anywhere at the back, just get it out of that 18-yard box, get it as far up the field as you can go.
Yeah, we're seeing that Taji Bergen free kick replayed from all angles. There were 3 men on the wall, but it always struck well, but always too high. So we've played the 6 additional minutes. We're into additional added injury stoppage time for all that play acting earlier on. The flag has gone up, and Northern Ireland look.
It's offside.
They look a bit inside, John.
Yeah, well, he's given offside here, so I would say that Peacock Farrell's got to put this into the 18-yard box and hope that it drops to a green shirt.
I don't think Kazakhstan are keen to give that ball back, are they? That was and there's a diplomatic incident there. Jordan Thompson saying, "Give us the blinking ball back." I think the substitute players were holding on to it, and Thompson's going to get a yellow card now as well. The wheels are slightly falling off.
You can understand his frustration now. I mean, they've held the ball.
It disappeared into the Kazakhstan dugout and wasn't coming back.
Coming back is right. I think the guy in the dugout's been booked as well, one of the substitutes.
Goodness me, we're going to crash into the 4 o'clock news at this rate. Still playing. We've played 7 minutes and 20 seconds of additional time.
This might be the last chance. Long free kick play to the edge of the penalty area by Northern Ireland, looking for a dramatic equaliser, nodded away by Kazakhstan. Jordan Thompson has it and will take this throw in. He'll leave it to the long throw expert Paul Smith. He's halfway inside the Kazakhstan half. This is it. If Northern Ireland are to get a point in Astana, they've got to score here. Long ball from the throw into the penalty area, flicks off a defender, back to goal Ballard, and Shatsky should have dived on the ball. That is the full-time whistle. Northern Ireland have lost by a goal to nil. Now in 4 of their last 5 qualifiers, it's 5 defeats in a row. Samorodov with the winning goal in the 27th minute. And where on earth are Northern Ireland, John O'Neill, going to find a victory? Well, they're probably going to find one against San Marino in the middle of October, but are they going to do any better than 6 points garnered against San Marino? It doesn't feel like it at the minute.
Unless we find a goal scorer. We've always had problems scoring goals, and it's shown that again tonight. We don't have quality up front to take the chances that we create, and I just don't see where we're going to get the goals from.
Washington denied by a brilliant save by Shatsky in the second half, but Kazakhstan, it's double 1-0 victories over Northern Ireland in Group H. Kazakhstan up to second place in the table in Astana. Joel, it finished Kazakhstan 1, Northern Ireland 0.
Yes, we're just seeing pictures here. Michael O'Neill booked as he leaves the pitch by the referees, his frustration boiling over. Jim Magilton, it's a super goal that wins the match, but it's not the second half performance that Northern Ireland wanted. They didn't really put it up to Kazakhstan at all, did they?
Early flurry, second half, but not enough. He'll be really disappointed. In a game where there were glimpses, obviously Conor McManaman didn't reappear second half, so I would assume that's an injury. But no, not enough, and unfortunately, wrong end of a 1-0.
Yeah, four out of the last 5, as Michael was pointing out, are 1-0 defeats. You just can't shake off that scoreline.
No, and it's a scoreline that I really like. We've been lucky this season with it, but no, it's poor. I thought with the changes something would happen, but we're just saying it's just no excitement there whatsoever. And I think summed it up at the end there when the ball fell in the box. There was just no reaction. No one was being proactive. And yeah, it's disappointing, very disappointing. And as I said, I'm sure they'll analyse it, probably with Michael's frustrations at the end. You can see why he was booked. Yeah,
5 competitive international defeats now in a row, Jim, for the first time in 11 years. And next up is that home game against San Marino. I mean, it's unthinkable that they don't score at home to San Marino, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and they'll beat San Marino. They will beat San Marino, and then it's the second game after that,
which is also at home.
Yeah, so there's an opportunity. There is an opportunity to get something from it. Listen, I know what he'll be like. He'll overthink like we all do and overanalyze like we all do and trying to get answers. At the end of the day, their final third, there is a lack of quality, and that's something that has probably blighted Northern Ireland for some time. It's not a reflection on anyone, it's just a fact, and that has to be addressed at some stage. I know the absentees do hurt, and there's no question about that. And come San Marino, they'll regroup and they'll go out positive. It's a game they're going to win.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Jim, let's hope that is the case. Thanks to you, thanks to Warren for your company. Sadly, it's another defeat, 2 defeats back-to-back in these qualifiers in Group H. That result takes Kazakhstan joint top of the group, 12 points. They've played a game more than Finland. Finland play Denmark tonight, who are on 10. Slovenia also on 10. They will go to 13 points. We think they'll beat San Marino later tonight as well. Highlights tonight, 10:30 on BBC One. Join Stephen Watson for those. But from Jim, from Warren, from John and Michael, myself and the rest of the team, enjoy what's left of your Sunday. Thanks for listening.